Welcome to the Field of 68's coverage of Big South Media Day. We are down south in the land of the Pines, Jeff Goodman. We drove up here from Birmingham west across the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee.
Why are you smiling? Why are you so excited?
South Media Day. If you knew ball, you knew what that was a reference to.
I have no idea what that was.
He does not know ball. Your neighbor would know what that was a reference to down in Charleston, Darius Rucker. Live here, Big South Media Day at the Carnegie Hotel, Johnson City, Tennessee. And I'm excited, man. We are in the league where I haven't done the math on every conference in the country, but I did the math on the ages of the coaches in the Big South. The average age is 40.7 years old. There are 5 coaches in this conference that are younger than me. I've never in my life felt as old as you, Jeff, but I do right now.
Well, I love it because it is a bunch of coaches that people don't know a ton about yet. You know, you look at Ronnie Thomas, who took over at Longwood this year. You look at Zach Sioux, who took over at Radford. And obviously, we know Flynn Clayman. We're going to have him in the Field of 68 opening day tournament down in Rock Hill. They're playing against a really good Furman team. Flynn Clayman's going to be one of those guys that is talked about a lot, especially coming off what High Point did a year ago. He takes over for Alan Huss. He helped build that program the last few years, so can't wait to talk to him. But can't wait to learn more about some of these coaches that, frankly, you know, we don't know a ton about yet.
Yeah, we got Ronnie Thomas taking over at Longwood, a guy that was an assistant coach for 4 years there, was an assistant coach at the Division III level, played at the Division III level. We're going to have a chance to get to know him. Zach Sioux coming in from the NBA ranks, who was at SMU last season as the director of scouting, I believe, was the name of the role that he was in. So a very different path that Radford is taking when it comes to the head coaching ranks. Son Nimley is a guy, when I first broke in, Son Nimley was one of the first mid-major stars that was around, so it was really cool to be able. We just had lunch with him upstairs. It's gonna be really cool to be able to chat with him.
Mike Morrell, who's the veteran of this league.
Never excited to see Mike Morrell. Never excited to run into Mike.
We'll tell some stories maybe of our days at Hakkasan in Vegas. We might hit him on that a little bit. But yeah, this is a really good league. We're happy to be here, obviously, on this Media Day tour, and you know, I think, to me, the beauty is getting to see some of these players, some of these coaches that frankly, we don't get a chance to see quite as much throughout the season. So I love the in-person ones like this.
Yes.
They're fun for me. They're fun just because, again, you get to see guys that maybe you haven't seen quite as much and give mid-major basketball a platform that, you know, frankly, they don't get in a lot of other places.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite part about doing the mid-major leagues, is being able to run into different coaches and run into different players and talk to people that actually, like, I don't know if they're happy to see us, but at least they're good at pretending. You know, some of the high major leagues, you run into them and it's like they don't even do you want us to be here? Like, what is the point of doing this media day when you decide you don't want to be able to be accommodating to media
I have
members?
more fun. I'll say this: we went to SEC yesterday. I'll guarantee I have more fun here at Big South Media Day than I did at SEC, and that's not just because I had to deal with Nate Oates. That's you know.
Oh, Nate was the one that you had a problem with. Okay, I thought we were going to a different direction than that.
No, Cal was great with me. What are you talking about, Cal? He looked me in the eye as he answered my questions. So.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's get into the Big South preseason poll, and you'll be shocked.
I will not
shocked,
be.
Flabbergasted to discover
Nobody will be.
that High Point is picked to win the Big South this season. 8 first-place votes out of 9 possible first-place votes, and you are not allowed to vote for yourself in first place.
So we know who Flynn Clayman voted for.
Yeah, Flynn Clayman, big Mike Morrell guy.
Yeah, he voted for Asheville, and Asheville has certainly been very good in this league over the last few years. But, you know, the difference now is it's about resources, right?
Yes.
It is about resources, especially at this level, and there is a significant disparity between the resources that High Point and Flynn Clayman will have this year and the entire rest of the league. And I really want to talk to Flynn about that. You know, some coaches might shy away from that a little bit. I think he's going to just kind of welcome it. Hey, you know what? We got him. And to be honest, yeah, we should win this league.
I mean, you want those level of expectations, right?
Sure.
Because if you have that level of expectation, it means that you have done something at a certain level to be able to deserve that. And I think what we've seen the level of success that High Point has had, winning the league the last 2 years, winning 29 games last season, making the NCAA tournament, the success they had under Huss, I really do expect that to continue under Flynn. Because let's face it, man, when you are the best resourced team in the conference, you don't have to reinvent the wheel as a head coach to be able to win that league. You know what I mean?
You don't. But here's what I'll say. Obviously, you can make mistakes with your roster, right?
Yes.
You can make mistakes, but you still got to be careful in this day and age. It's not like we're just giving it to Flynn Clayman and High Point here for this league, because I think the biggest difference in this day and age is, again, you don't know a lot of these guys.
Yes.
So you make one or two mistakes, it could cost you your locker room, right? Things could backfire just because you have a ton of money. And we saw it last year with some high majors, right? I mean, look at what Arkansas did most of the year last year. They had a ton of money, and, they heading into, mid-February, we were still talking about them as maybe a fringe tournament team, weren't we?
Yes. They also made the Sweet 16. So of the teams that misapplied their resources for NIL money, that would not be the one that I would have said. We are now going to be joined by Sharika Montgomery, the commissioner of the Big South. Sharika, first of all, it's great to see you again. We are live. The mics are hot. So if you say anything crazy,
so be
I
careful.
hope you got it out of your system already.
I said it before I went on.
How you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm doing good. Thank you all. Thank you for being here with us today. We're really glad to have you.
It is great to be here. Great to be here, and great to meet you.
Thank you.
And this league, I was saying it to Rob, it's fun for me. We enjoy, that's why we're here, and we enjoy mid-major basketball. To be honest, it's more fun for us
more competitive
being here than it is being at the SEC yesterday.
We appreciate that. We'll take that.
Well, it's true. I mean, I don't know. I still feel a purity
Level of
with
excitement.
this level of college sports, whether it's basketball, whether it's whatever sport. And you deal with it all the time now. Yeah. How do you feel? Because you started your career as a player at Memphis.
I was a player.
And transferred.
Yes, I transferred.
But how do you feel when you're kind of looking around this league and you've been in it a few years now?
No, I would echo those sentiments. I had an opportunity to have breakfast with our student athletes this morning, and I was telling them, as a former basketball student athlete, it's almost like you can smell when basketball season is coming. The temperature starts to change a little bit, and you just feel that level of preseason, all the preparation, things feel different. And being a former basketball student athlete, everything kind of parallels. I feel that with our student athletes. And being here with them today, the excitement, you can tell. We've been playing against each other for a while. We've been working hard, meshing, building some camaraderie. They're ready to go against someone else, so it's exciting.
We are in an era of college athletics where the transfer portal is the king, right? Transfer portal runs all. And I think in college basketball specifically, we see a lot of it. I mean, it's free agency every year.
Of course.
When you were an athlete, you experienced transferring, but you wasn't immediately eligible, right? You had to
That's
sit out
correct.
the one season when you left. I believe it was Memphis to go to Gardner-Webb.
That's correct. Yes.
So you had a value out of that, but we were talking a little before. You also understand the value of being able to be eligible immediately. Where do you stand on transfers? Where do you stand on how we can there's got to be some level of regulation when it comes to the portal beyond free agency every 8 months for every athlete in America?
Yeah. I think I'll pick up exactly where you left off. We do need a level of regulation. As you spoke about previously, I transferred during a time where there were 5 sports that were treated differently. And for the entire time in my background being in compliance and governance, I've always been supportive of equality. Either we all have to sit out or we all have the same, and now we all have the same level of free agency. But how do we balance that and its impact on not only just having a successful academic or athletic career, but also academically? So I do think we need to strike a balance of what that looks like. Obviously, we are having to grapple with litigation from an eligibility standpoint. Obviously, a myriad of things that are going on Capitol Hill. You do have some bills that includes transfer legislation, but make no doubt about it, the 4 and 4, I do think we have to do something about that and what that looks like.
So I've been out there outspoken about the fact that I don't like any changes with the NCAA tournament.
Of course.
I'm just worried.
Okay.
Worried. I just feel like Greg Sankey and some of the other big boy commissioners eventually just want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Just want to do their own thing and eliminate you guys. I hate it because, again, what's the best days of the tournament?
Of course.
the Cinderella days,
Yeah,
right?
the
The first 2
Cinderella,
days
early on.
are the best days when
First few rounds.
you know, High Point wins.
Yes.
So how concerned are you that that's where this could be headed?
Yes.
And what can be done to protect it? Like,
Yeah.
is there anything that we can do at this point, or is it
Yeah.
just, you know, the big boys are going to do what they want to do?
Yeah, you know, I think like with anything, you know, you have to go broad and think about basketball as a product for the NCAA, for the enterprise. We all know what those 3 to 5, you know, those weeks are during March. And when they're over, we all want more. So what would more look like? You know, when it comes to discussion of expansion, I have always been on the side of if and when done right. Not rolling it out in a fashion where teams could be harmed. I think the financial impact of the tournament itself can be harmed. And in having an opportunity to engage with obviously Danny Gavin and leadership at the NCAA, I am optimistic about the process that has been laid out. Having an opportunity to work with our television partners, WBD, ESPN, having an opportunity to really assess what is going to be the holistic financial impact without diminishing. We all know what units mean. You know, we have a vote coming up in January to extend those units to those final 2 games. So we want to make sure that we're balancing all of those things. And in doing that, I am supportive of an expansion, and I don't think we're going to find ourselves in a position. It's almost like we all track on the first 4 out, first 4 in. So I am optimistic, and I look forward to it.
When you are talking to your teams and the programs in your conferences about, one of the things on these tours that we've heard a lot about is scheduling.
Yes.
How can we get games? How can we make sure that we're able to have other Division I programs being in our gyms, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to sell tickets for those home games, but you also want to be able to put together a resume, especially for a program like a High Point.
Yeah.
UNC Asheville has kind of been in that conversation.
Yeah.
We saw Winthrop be in that conversation before, where you're approaching what it might take to be able to get an at-large bid.
Of course.
How do you guys, what are you doing to advise your coaches on how to be able to schedule, and how can you help them from a conference level?
Yeah. You know, one of the first things I did when I came in is I outsourced scheduling from the Big South Conference. Coming from the Missouri Valley, worked with Kevin Paga, so I had a relationship there. We work with Kevin Paga here in the Big South Conference. But as I tell our coaches, it's not just about crafting a conference schedule. We know our numbers, we know our weekends. I wanted them to look at scheduling holistically. It's about your non-conference, because once we get into the conference, we're locked. So we've had KP, both virtually, in person, to really come out and do what I'll call arts and a science, the 101 of scheduling. Now, we all know once you make the call, they're not going to always go as you want them to go. You got to balance home games. But I say that to say it's a point of emphasis where we engage with what I would consider one of the best in the industry, KP. We're working with some pretty successful peer conferences, and I hope to have that announced coming out in about a week or so with the scheduling alliance against other top Division I games. It's going to get those home games. And then last but not least, we have invested financially from a conference standpoint. About 3 years ago, we did something called Rocket Fuel, invested almost $1.5 million into the sport of men's and women's basketball. Several of our institutions bought home games. They hosted MTE events. And I think when you see that pay off, you see 4 teams, I think, last year with 20-plus win seasons. That's really elevating not only your individual profiles, but the conference as well.
So you talk about hosting events, right? You talk about scheduling. You talk about good games.
Yeah.
It's a perfect place for me to plug the Field of 68 opening day showcase, which
on.
you've already promised us.
I know
You're coming
where.
to at least 2 games, right?
You know where I'll
we got
be.
Winthrop at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Goodman is going to have a coffee there for
And she's
you.
going to take a nap after.
Whatever
Yeah.
you need, just
Yeah.
get your order in early. He's a
Okay.
little slow
That's right.
when it comes to being able to order stuff.
All right.
If you got to talk to Dagan, he might be the expert for you if you need that.
I got you. All right.
And then we got
Perfect.
High Point and Furman at
6:30.
6:30. So
I'll be there.
We're locking that in. This is on camera right now. It's recorded. It's live. We're putting that out there.
We'll
You're
be
coming
there.
to those 2 games.
I will be there bright and early. I have a meeting. I may need a room in the back somewhere in between.
take care of you. We got you
I will
covered.
be
Don't
at
worry.
those
We got
games
you.
opening day.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. And
gonna be
again,
exciting.
like I can't wait to see what your league does this season, because you do. You have a lot of new coaches.
Of course.
3 first-year head coaches, a
Yeah.
couple second-year head coaches. And again, High Point, we know what the expectations are
know.
for this team.
Of course. And you think about that, you know, the coaches that are in the room, it's the energy. Going back to what you asked earlier, we have some new coaches, we have some new energy, we have some new blood. I think that's what's going to make this season exciting. You look at the preseason poll, that top 1 through 5, I think 1 to 2 is a difference about 6 votes, and then it's literally 1-point margins.
Yeah, nobody
I think
knows.
that's setting it up. So
I mean,
it's going to be good.
back when you played, everybody, you know, we kind of had a better idea
Yeah.
back then because there wasn't as much player movement.
Yeah.
Now it's
So
like
much
throwing
movement.
darts when you do
Yes.
these preseason polls.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. The thing that I love about this league is I did the math, and yes, sure, I could do a little bit of math. Okay, I'm really good at plugging stuff into a calculator. Very good at that.
Don't believe whatever number he's going to tell you. It's not right.
The average age of the men's head coaches in this conference is 40.7 years old.
Wow.
We got Son Nimley coming in here next from Charleston Southern.
How old's Son?
He's 33.
Okay.
And there are
looks like he can still play.
He's 33, and there are 5 coaches in the conference that have less experience in the league than he does. When you are on these calls with these coaches, are you like having to teach them? So this is what the transfer portal is. This is where you can go to get this. This is how you schedule. How much are you trying to help a lot of these? There's just a lot of young new faces in this conference.
And I think about even from year 1 to year 2. We lost to Griff Aldridge. We lost Darius Nichols. We have lost our coach, Tim Kraft, from Gardner-Webb.
Veterans.
Yeah. That's a lot of veterans. So even from year 1 to year 2, those discussions have changed. Albeit those are discussions I'm having. I want our coaches to know. Talk to me about how you feel about the transfer portal. But when you're done telling me how you feel about it, maybe on a negative lens, you got to get in there. And you can look at our rosters and see that we're able to do that. But we are having those discussions. I will say that they're engaged. Education is something that I pride myself on. We had Nate Pomaday down at our meetings, and so I always want to make I got you, Nate. I always want to make sure our coaches are informed, they're educated on not just what you may feel are the wide things that are going on, but specifically what impacts them on a day-to-day basis.
Well, listen, great having you. Great being here.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we'll be here every year.
Hey, I would like to do
good
that.
Spot.
Let's keep
good
it
spot.
here.
Johnson's never been before, so this is kind of a cool little spot.
Checking a lot of boxes.
The hotel here, phenomenal.
They're really nice.
So hospitality's
really
been great, and now we can get down to it and start bringing out some of these coaches.
I just got to make sure you don't figure out my room number next year.
Yeah. I was gonna pull a prank on him this morning, but I decided probably wasn't the right time.
Well, if you need to engage some conference staff in there, let me know. I got you.
All right, done.
Oh, come
wow.
Thank you so much.
Throw me under the bus.
Love
Listen,
it.
Sharika, it's great to see you. Thank you for
both.
coming on. Listen, we're going to take a quick break here. When we get back, Son Nimley from Charleston Southern, which I mean,
my neighbor.
Your neighbor.
I might be driving back home with him.
Yeah, you might be. Please don't do that, Son. That's coming up next.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
Welcome back to Big South Media Day here in Johnson City, Tennessee. And we're now joined by Charleston Southern. We got Son Nimley, we got Alon Sumler. And guys, we actually just had lunch with you, and you saw one of the most impressive eating performances I think everyone's ever done. 11:30 in the morning, Jeff Goodman had 3 pieces of cake. And you still, Alon, came down to sit down here with us on Media Day.
Can you come to my defense here? I did not eat all 3 pieces. Exactly. See, my man's got me covered. Yeah, it was just a test. They made me do it. You know, I'm gonna have to get out.
We really twisted your arm to go with 3 pieces of cake
and go to Charleston Southern for practice or something tomorrow.
Just get whatever workout plan Sa's on. Just get on the same one as that. In all seriousness, Alon, you missed last season. You were not healthy. I believe it was it a hip? labor. And so take me through kind of what the rehab process was like, where you are now, because you are now cleared for full contact, correct?
It was a lot of small muscle stuff, adductor, all that stuff. And now I'm just working on getting back in shape, really, just get back in my flow, my rhythm. But within our offense, it's kind of like easy to do that. So it's not forcing anything.
How's he looking so far? I know obviously you're going to rely heavily on him. I came to a couple games last year, and you guys were talented. I mean, you guys had a team, and I know it's a tough job, but how's he look so far?
He's looked good, man. He's healthy. He's physically healthy. He's mentally healthy.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of growth. Not just in the physical coming back from the injury, but in the mental. So I think that's really going to help him as we move forward here.
Have you challenged him a little bit to be more of a leader this year because he's the veteran, right?
So I've challenged him, but that's something that he's kind of voiced to me like, hey, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Hey, this is I want this. I want this role. You let me know if I'm tripping.
Yeah.
You be real with me when I'm doing well. Be real with me when I'm not. So like that has made this really easy of a transition of bringing him into that leadership role.
Yeah.
When somebody, some kids kind of take it on by you force it on them, right? Like, hey, you do all the things right. We need you to be the leader. We need you to talk more. Well, when a guy embraces it, it's a little different, and he goes about it the right way. So it's been really good for our team.
Is he vocal? Pretty vocal anyway?
He's one of those guys where like he has no problem telling you what it is. He has no problem telling me what
that
it
wasn't
is.
you, right? Weren't you pretty quiet when you were playing?
So I was pretty quiet.
Yeah. Lead by example guy,
I
weren't
led
you?
by example, but when there are times where you got to speak up, and I was one of those guys where when you feel those moments as a leader, like, hey, I got to reel this thing back in. So that's what I was.
All right, let's little hypothetical here. Let's just say that you're at a team lunch, right? And you see your starting center, is it Reese Jones?
Reese Jones.
Yeah, Reese Jones, and he goes up and comes back and sits down with 3 pieces of cake. What would your answer be when you saw the starting center on your team come back with 3 pieces of cake when he's trying to get in the shape?
He's a center. He's a big guy. Like, put it on. No.
It kind of wouldn't even be a surprise.
Oh, you just threw him under the bus, huh?
You have to let him know, like, yeah, you tripping, bro.
Too close to the start of the season for that, right? What's your role going to be this year compared to obviously what it was the last time you were on the court? Because it's a lot different now.
Yeah, the last time I was on the court, we had like more key guys like Kyle Kelly, R.J. Johnson.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like that backup scorer.
Yep.
This year is more. I'm the leader. I'm the guy. I'm the captain. So I'm really just trying to help the guys, lead them on to victories. However I got to do it.
So Reese Jones, in all seriousness, we were joking about him a little bit, but he is back, and he is a big guy, and he has a big body, and he is someone that I'm assuming you're hoping takes a step this year.
Absolutely. Reese, for our bigs, man, it's hard to be a big in my system, to be honest with you, just kind of how we do things defensively, offensively. Like, you're relied on heavily, right? So, like, we have one new big at that 5 spot right now, and he's kind of going through that where I'm on him all the time. Like, hey, I'm on him. I have to bring him to the side. Like, listen, Reese went through this, right? Lachey went through this. Like, you have to go through this to play big for me. It demands a lot, and I'm gonna put you through it because you gotta be ready to rock when that ball gets tipped up. So, really expecting Reese to take a jump. Just being a presence defensively. He's an elite shot blocker. I think he was second in the league in blocks. And he played the whole season with essentially like a herniated disc.
Did he?
So he had surgery this summer. He's back healthy, no pain. He's feeling great, and he's looking super athletic out there. So really excited about the jump that he'll be able to take.
Yeah, I played a whole season with a herniated disc too, having to carry him throughout a year in college basketball. You mentioned Lachey. You said in Blue Ribbon you think he might be the most improved player in the league.
Ooh,
is that true?
Listen,
yeah. You're putting that expectation on him.
And listen, let me put this out there too, right? It's not going to be a point jump. It's not going to be this monstrous rebound total, right? That dude does things that don't attribute to the score sheet that really helps you win. And he does it every single second he's out there. This is his 3rd year in our system. His first year, he was a red shirt. He played behind a guy, R.J. Duhart, excellent leader, vocal guy, tough dude. Kind of showed him the way at that 5 spot how to do things. Came in last year as a redshirt freshman, walk on, and was our starting center in conference play. And going into the year right now, he's my starting center again. So that kid has really grown. Again, it's not going to be 10.7 rebounds, but the kid helps you win.
Yeah, I see you nodding over there. Just talk about him.
Yeah, me and Lachey came in together to Charleston Southern, and every year I've seen his improvement. I was just happy for him when he got his scholarship. Yeah, he's a dog.
Deserved it.
A talkative guy. This is a guy you want in the paint with you. Like he gonna protect that rim for sure.
All right, tell me about Bryson Blaine. Coming in, JUCO kid, started his career at James Madison,
Yep.
shoots it, can score it. What has impressed you the most about him so far this offseason?
Bryson's he's one of those he's one of those guys, like those are my type of dudes, right? Like, I like those bigger guards that can dribble, pass, shoot.
Crazy. He likes the bigger guards. I was going to make the
How
same
can
joke.
you say this?
You know what I
How
mean?
could you say you
So
like bigger guards?
So look, it's crazy, but like I do not like I don't gear towards small
Come
guards.
on. Seriously?
I do not gear towards small guard. It doesn't fit with our system. Right?
Okay,
Things
that's
have to
fair.
fit,
That's
right?
fair.
Like if I was hedging out here, I'll take a dude that's 5'8" and
Sure.
give me 16.
Yeah.
But we're not. We're guarding these things 2-on-2. You got to fight through the screen, and I don't
I
know
get
if
it.
I
I
recruit
get
me.
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that will work. So, but yeah,
love this.
Bryson. I mean, he's tough. He's physical. He's a 3-level scorer. He has feel. He can pass it. He fits that mold of those Charleston Southern guards that come in and are really, really productive. So being able to pair him up with a guy like Alon, I feel really good in that backcourt right now.
So speaking of you being a small guard, I got the story yesterday from Barclay Radamel,
Okay. Coach
who
Ray.
recruited you.
Absolutely.
Who recruited you there.
Coached me.
It coached you,
And
recruited
I
you.
worked for him.
All of it.
All of it.
And he told me the first time he saw you was USC Aiken.
Absolutely.
It was Bob Ritchie was his assistant.
Bob Ritchie
He
recruited
saw
me.
you the first time, and he's like, "Hey, coach, you got to see this kid." Brings him over, sees him. He's like, "That kid? No, not him. That kid? No, not him. That's the kid." And Barclay was like, "Really? That's the kid?" So my man here is like 35. Goes for 35 in the game, and then the last play of the game, he blocks like a 6'5" dude shot to win the game. He's like, offer right now. Gardner-Webb, Chris Holtman was there too. Offered that night.
Got those 2 offers right after that game. My only 2 offers.
Is that it?
Only 2 offers.
Really?
But that's the true story. Like that's probably exactly how the game went.
What's it like, again, seeing him and I don't know how much you even know of his whole story. Probably by now you do.
Yeah.
But seeing how good he was as a player, now getting the opportunity that he has as a head coach and doing it, I mean, he just does it the right way, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. It's a great feeling when you got a guy next to you or your mentor that been there, he done it, especially at my school. So like, how can I not want to learn from him and listen to him? Like it's just
He's got
a great
the pride
feeling.
in the program
Yeah, yeah.
too. Like that's the beauty of what you have. So many other people don't, but like for you, this means so much, doesn't it?
No doubt. I mean, it's everything. You know, like again, I came out of high school with that was the 35th or 36th ranked player in Georgia, right? At 5'8", with Division I dreams, and took a chance on
5'8". Is he 5'8" a lot?
5'8", 5'7".
What are we calling him? What do we call? Wait! It already went from 5'8" to 5'7".
I'm listening. I'll go by what's listed. I'm 5'8". But just being able to get that opportunity, everything that in my opinion, everything that I have in life right now is because of this opportunity that I was presented, right? This school has done that for me, right? I have to give back everything because that's all I have is because of this opportunity that I got. So being able to just help these guys and give them that opportunity to help improve their life also, like that's what this thing's about for me.
So you met your wife at Charleston Southern.
Met my wife at Charleston Southern. She played basketball also.
And you guys had a baby over the
Had
summer?
a son this year. He was born
Congrats.
in May. I was actually asked what was my best non-basketball moment. It was his birth, not even a question. Love that kid.
That's awesome.
Not going through a little sleep regression right now, so he's driving her
Good
a little
luck.
crazy. But he's amazing.
So you were happy to get to Johnson City, huh?
I wouldn't say that.
Say no comment, no comment.
I
no
wouldn't
comment.
say that.
How are you at changing diapers? Good, cleaning bottles?
Proficient. If I could give you one word, it's proficient. I'm take that stuff head on, man. I work a lot. So when I come home, she hands him over to me. If he starts doing what he do, I gotta change. I'm gonna change him. I'm gonna give him the bath. She give him a bath. She bathes him most of the time, but I'll bathe him, every other day or whatever the case may be. So really just trying to do all I can to help her, because I know how big that is of a change in her life. And being a nurse and kind of losing a little bit of your identity, I want to try to help her in any way that I can. So doing those things, and then also just being there for my son. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up without a father, so this is major for me, and just to put it in short terms.
So let's just say you're on the road recruiting, right? And your wife has something that she has to do one night, so you got to call one of the players on your team to be the babysitter for the night of your son. Who is the first person you call, and who's the guy where you're like, nope, no chance?
Later.
I hope none of these dudes is listening right now. But if I had to somebody to definitely watch him, I'm gonna go Reese Jones.
Yeah. Reese Jones.
That's a big teddy bear.
Really?
That's a great dude right there, man. Like that's a phenomenal kid. Like inside out, everything about that. Like he is a phenomenal kid. He could watch my son. No questions. Yeah. No questions. Now I got a choice now of who I don't want to watch. So let me think here.
It's a few options here.
There's a few.
I mean, you're talking about 20-year-old. Listen, none of us at 20 were ready for this, right?
You could also give that a no comment if you want.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna go no comment.
All right. Smart move.
I'll let Reese watch my kid. No questions asked.
All right, Alam. I live downtown Charleston, so we go out to a bunch of places downtown. Give me the spot. Do you get downtown Charleston? Give me your spot, or are you staying up north?
I've gone a couple times, but I don't really too much go downtown Charleston.
What's the spot up north?
Insomnia Cookies. I rock with Insomnia Cookies
Those
downtown.
things are heavy, man.
They are. I don't go too
things
crazy.
Kill you. You can't do. Hey, no insomnia for
Hold
you.
on.
No
You're
cookies.
making fun of him for 3 pieces
Right,
of cake,
is
and you're
that-
talking about
I get
insomnia
one
cookies.
cookie and a scoop
Yeah,
of
that's
ice
such
cream.
a big.
Yeah, I just get me a scoop of ice cream with it. It'd be a little chill night.
So look at his
Yeah,
face.
stay healthy. All right, none
I
of
don't know
this.
about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about
What
that.
about you? You got a spot for me?
I think we talked about this before, but Pages.
Yeah,
They got one in North Charleston. I'm not a big. I live in Moncks Corners, so
You're out there. You're out north a little bit.
That's a 40-minute drive.
That's a drive. That's a drive.
There's too much in between for me to make that 40-minute drive. So I'm gonna do Pages in Nexton. Great spot. I mean, you've been there.
I love
it's
love
great,
Nexton.
It's great comfort, soul food. Country cooking.
Hey, can this dude still get in practice?
I mean, if he
beat you dudes, like seriously, like if he wants to.
beat you dudes is
No?
kind of crazy. He can get in practice though if he need to.
Yeah. Does he?
It looked like he still moves. I mean, sometimes when he needs to, or when we need him to, but he moves like he's probably one of the fastest dudes out there when he's still out there.
I just don't know how many coaches. Again, 30. What are you? 30.
32.
32.
32.
I mean, if we got like a competition among D1 head coaches, like you got to be up there. I mean, how many dudes are beating you now? There aren't many 32-year-olds, first of all.
I mean, you'd be surprised at how many dudes are being hired that are former players, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of dudes that played now. It might have been a
older
long
than
time
you.
ago,
Older
but,
than you.
Older than me,
Like,
yeah. So,
I'm taking you over Penny Hardaway today. He's 50. He's 50.
tough.
He's like my age.
That's tough to
You
say.
got Penny now.
That's tough to say. Like, you're talking Penny Hardaway.
I know,
man.
but you're
Like,
32.
Man,
Come on, man. If you can't beat him, it's like him.
So let me tell you how I feel about that. Like I hop out there with these dudes sometimes and we shoot and I'm like, man, I ain't never gonna lose that. Well, guess what, Penny Hardaway, there's some things he ain't gonna lose either. So I'm gonna go with Penny
Good
Hardaway
point.
on that one.
He's got
that's a
some
real
length
player,
over you.
That's a
He's
real
got
player
yeah.
right there.
True,
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
I can't believe you just said you think he's going to be better.
It's crazy.
He's got like 20 years on him.
It's Penny.
All right,
It's
I'm
Penny.
just saying.
It's Penny. The one thing I do think is interesting about your roster is you've kind of mined the non-Division I ranks when it comes to transfers. You got some guys coming in from D2. You got some NAIA guys coming in. You got some JUCO players coming in. Is that an avenue that you think is going to be effective for Charleston Southern in the future?
Absolutely. You have to adjust to the times. I mean, let's just be real here. You have to adjust to the times. You have to understand what fits you, what types of kids fits you, what kind of kids can you get. So we, this spring, we made a concerted effort of, hey, let's look into this D2 market. These guys can play. There are leagues that are comparable to the Big South. Guys, and these guys are productive, right? Like the kid that's going to start at point for us this year, he was 15 points a game in the GLVC, really good league.
Yep.
And if you can get 15 a game in the GLVC, you can get 8 or 9 in the Big South. Like that's just kind of how that thing translates over. So those guys can play. They've come in and they've been great. Those guys have come from lower levels, and I'm really excited to see how that thing translates over when we start to play other people.
How do you manage? I know you've had some injury issues over your career. How do you manage that now? How are you different in terms of how you handle your body?
At the beginning of college, my freshman year, I wasn't even worried about stuff like that. I had a little knee pain. I would just put ice on it and go about my day. But when I started feeling my injuries here, I had a mentor. Well, he was kind of my mentor, but R.J. Johnson, he had a good impact on me with my nutrition, and I lived with him, so I seen him taking care of his body after games, before games. So yeah, I just took up on his habits, doing stuff like that, for sure.
That's smart. That's smart.
It sounds like an old man.
Yeah, for sure. You got to do what you got to do.
It is what it is.
Right? How old are you now?
21.
Yeah, 21. And you're not 18. You're not 17, 18 anymore.
Yeah.
And if you've been through a couple injuries, you've got to figure out a way to manage it so you're not hurt again.
Yeah. Listen, guys, we appreciate you being here. Appreciate
Just
you
so
having.
we know, can we get it on record that if our flight is delayed to Charlotte today,
No,
is there a spot? Is there room in the back seat?
You don't want it.
There is room.
There's room.
There is room.
There we go.
There is room.
All right. Hopefully, you won't have to deal with me, and I'll get on the flight back. But I didn't realize 4.5 hours, man. 5 hours.
Not too
It's
bad.
not bad. That's not bad. Great seeing you guys. I'm going to stop by practice here soon.
Sounds good.
And good luck this season. All right.
Yes, sir.
I already circled a couple games. All right. I already circled. We got Monday, November 10th at Citadel.
Okay.
And then we got the game, you said Education Day.
Education Day.
December
Bring the
18th,
kids
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
11 a.m.
Let's bring the kids
Lock
out.
me in for that one.
Let's bring the
Lock
kids
me
out.
in. I'm in.
No doubt.
right,
Appreciate
great
you guys.
Great seeing
Sir,
you guys.
Yes, sir.
Coming up next, we have Ronnie Thomas from Longwood.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens. The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 Opening Day Marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day.
Well, welcome back to Big South Media Day here in Johnson City, Tennessee, the Carnegie Hotel. We're joined by Ronnie Thomas and Elijah Tucker from Longwood. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Ronnie, I'm not going to lie to you, man. When I saw you walk in today, I was like, is he a player or is he a coach? Who is that right there?
No lie, he looks younger than you.
You think so?
No, he literally, which is crazy. I mean, think about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying
That's no disrespect to you.
Yeah,
That's
no,
just like, my man here
yeah.
looks like
He's
he's
just-
21 years old.
He's no age. He's no age.
I mean, that's gonna be a good thing for my wife, right? My wife should be like loving this.
And you'll be loving this. You'll be loving this in 10 years. Right now, you're like, man, I don't want to get carded everywhere I go.
Oh man, I saw a group of alums from 70. They were taking a picture the other day. It was a Sunday. I stepped out. I was like, "You guys want me to take the picture for you?" And I take the picture. Oh, thank you so much. They're like, what year are you? I'm like, I say, I'm actually 33, and I'm the head basketball coach here. And they're like, oh my goodness. And so I get that a lot. But I say, okay, Brittany, my wife, she'll enjoy this at a later time.
You will. Trust me, you will soon.
No bow tie today?
No bow tie today, just because the Big South, the attire, they just wanted polos and stuff. So
you
listen.
go bow tie throughout the year?
We're gonna go full suits. We'll be
go
full
full
suits.
suits?
Yeah, so we'll be suits home and away, and I will still have the bow tie. So the bow tie will be
like it.
alive
I
and,
like
and
it.
there, and I can't change up now just because I'm here, right? Like
No,
I got to be the same
stick with
person.
what works.
Oh man,
Right,
got
it's
to.
worked. It's gotten you here. You might as well keep rolling with it.
Yeah, for sure.
How's it been? How's the transition been for you going from assistant? And your story's pretty amazing to me. I mean, again, you're talking about 5 years ago, not even being in the Division I ranks. I don't know if you saw this coming at all.
Yeah.
But at your age, having a chance to when Griff left, goes to Virginia, having this opportunity, what's it been like for you?
So, I mean, it's been a big blessing, right? Obviously, I've been blessed that Griff, when he was here, he put me in a lot of opportunities and a lot of positions, and not just coaching, but with administrators, with donors, on special trips. Like, he put me in a lot of positions that, truthfully, the job I've done up to this point, it hasn't really been new. It's been nothing I've seen or nothing I've done at this point. I think what's going to be different is this Saturday when we scrimmage. It's like, oh, okay, like now I'm up the whole time, and now I'm calling every single thing. Right. I don't have to come tapping you on the shoulder and say, do this. I can just do it. And, a lot of people say it moves a lot faster. So I think that's when it'll be a little new, but, I believe that quickly I'll adapt to it. And but it's been unique. When I was trying to be a Division III head coach at that time. I was like, that's what I'm going to do because I'm getting, interviews there. But then COVID came, and I was worried about small schools.
Is that what it was?
It was, truthfully. Like, I don't know if and Griff would probably know this because he knows how much I love the ODAC. And but I don't know if I take the job at Longwood if it wasn't for COVID because I was worried about small schools. And but then I came, and because I felt like Division I, that they would be fine no matter what happens after COVID. And now to be in this position 6 years later, it's like, man, like, I'm glad I took that job.
You made the right decision.
Elijah, what has it been like seeing him move that one seat over? Right, you were with him last year, and I mean now he's the head coach.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of a change, but he's the same guy he was last year. He's the same guy that I met when he picked me up from the airport on my official visit to Longwood. He's been the same guy since I've known him.
So he was allowed to drive then?
Yes.
I was on my learner's permit.
But honestly, he's been the same guy. He's helped me so much throughout, being at Longwood, especially just with, just the mental aspect of it, because basketball is such a mental game as well. And if your head isn't right, you're not going to perform at your best. So I feel like, especially, him talking to me outside of, basketball practice and just making sure I'm okay and seeing what's wrong, if anything's wrong, if family's okay. And I feel like that's a huge part of why a lot of people wanted to come along with why some of the players decided to stay.
And I'm assuming that's why you entered the portal, right?
Yeah, I did enter the portal, yes, sir.
Yeah, just put that out there. He did.
What was that conversation like, though, for him, going after you, making sure you knew how much he wanted you to come back?
Ronnie, he actually gave me space. He told me that he understood why I was doing it, and he said that, he would love to have me back at Longwood. And, he made it feel to where it was like my decision. There was no pressure. Like, he wasn't going to hate me if I left or whatever. So I felt like just for that and him just giving me the benefit of the doubt. And then at the end of the day, I chose Longwood. I chose to come back because of him, because of who he is, because of what he's done for me and the love he's shown for me and the other players on this team. And, yeah, that's why I'm here.
So, all right, you take over. Again, you were Griff's assistant. Now it's your show. What's going to be different? What's going to be different in maybe style of play?
Yeah. I think a lot, style of play, and I think some people can jump into a situation, and if it's already been successful, they want to change it so they can say, hey, this is what I did, look what I did. And to me, it's more so like it's worked. I don't need to go in there and reinvent the wheel, right? And so some of it may be a few tweaks because of my personality is different than Griff's personality. That's probably why we changed.
No, you're very different.
Yeah, and but who we are and like how we're wired, we're not different. And so where mine probably comes off more positive and energetic, his is more intense and passionate, right? We're still wired the same. And so, he's my first year, I said, we need to rebound the basketball. And he's like, well, what can we not emphasize, And he'll laugh about that. And then in the summer, he came to me, he's like, hey, can you talk? Let's talk about why we need to do that. And we talked about it. He said, okay, we're going to do it, so you better emphasize it. And he entrusted in me, and I think we were 13th in the country in offensive rebounding that year. And from there, it was probably a bad thing because then he was like, we're not offensive rebounding. You better get. What are we doing? He's coming for me at that point. And so, but I think he's allowed me to have an imprint on Longwood basketball and what Longwood basketball is. And so some of that is now I can make emphasis from my chair. I will say, I think we want to get back to playing a little faster, like in 21, 22.
Yep.
I just thought that for whatever reason, that maybe it was because we had new point guards, we slowed down. We have new point guards this year, but even with those guys, I'd love for us to try to play a little faster, get in transition, and score a little easier. But I would say that I think you're going to see a connected group. In the good and the bad, we talk a lot about we want to be consistent. And so, I'm challenging the guys to be very consistent and talking a lot about sacrifice. I feel like we're 10 deep. We can handle some injuries, withstand some injuries, but it's got to be about the team. It's about what can you do for the team, and then what can the team do for you. And so talking a lot about sacrifice.
We talked a little bit about the bow tie style that you have, right? Elijah, have you seen a picture of him from college?
I have seen
You
a picture.
have?
Yes.
Can we show the picture that we got here? We're showing it on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, with the dreads. Yeah.
My hair's longer than his.
Yeah.
Longer than his.
We've seen the pictures, yeah.
So the guys just have more hang time than him, just so he knows.
Does he need to bring that back?
No, he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't. No,
no way.
No. He's good where he's at. The good old tip fade. He's
See,
good
and
with that.
truthfully, he gives me a hard time. He gives me a hard time on my receding hairline.
I do not.
I don't know if I can get it back. So he can be nice now. He gives me a hard time about my receding hairline.
That's mean, man.
Nah.
So
I mean,
you need people around that keep you humble, right?
No, you're right.
But I
Because
like the relationship here. I've said this over and over about young coaches nowadays and how important I think it is in this new landscape of college basketball. But you can see it already, and we just met. But the energy you bring, the connectivity that you have, that he can be like this to you.
Yeah.
He can rip on you, and you know what? But I think it's different. College basketball is not like it used to be. Now, if you're Tom Izzo and Bill Self, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
But I think nowadays you have to be able to put your arm around these guys, connect with them to where they know, not only do I have your back, but you can talk to him.
Yeah.
You can talk to him probably about anything, right?
Exactly.
So I think I just think it's a huge advantage for
I agree.
this.
I agree.
so you played at the Division III level,
Yes.
right? At Guilford. We've seen a lot of coaches start.
Bridgewater, coach at Guilford.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bridgewater,
You're good.
coach at Guilford. So we've seen
All-time steals leader
I
at
literally
Bridgewater
just,
still?
Yes, I do have that record
wow.
still. I do have that record still.
Yeah.
You can teach him something. Tell him I wasn't that bad of a player. I got you. I wasn't Division I guy.
Well, what I was going to say is we've seen a lot of coaches start going into the non-Division I ranks. We've seen Division II players come up. We've seen Division III guys, Duncan Robinson, Max Struz are in the NBA now after playing down there. Is that something that you've looked at? I know I played Division III. I played at a school in New York, and the ODAC was always like, okay, that's the league. That's what we aspire to be. Is that something you're going to start doing? Are you going to start pissing off all those ODAC coaches that you like so much?
No, I won't try. I won't try to do that. In no way. But I think that whole background. I'm so thankful for Division III basketball because you do get the whole experience. And truthfully, I tell people all the time. Sometimes Division III student athletes are better prepared than Division I student athletes because they're handheld. Division I athletes are handheld academically. What's going on? Filling out papers, like they don't even know what it's like to go get an apartment sometimes. And so I think in my leadership, trying to make them have more of that experience and take control of some different situations, so they can get that a little bit more, just to help qualify them to be ready to when they're done with basketball.
All right, let's get to the team a little bit here.
Okay.
And we'll start with you, Elijah. A bunch of new faces this year. You're back, but a bunch of new guys. Who's the guy that we're going to know here come even mid-November that nobody knows yet, but they're going to know by then?
I feel like, first of all, we got a lot of people that everybody's going to know
Good answer.
by the time of November.
There you go.
But just off the top of my
Your
head.
SIT is very happy about that one. I know.
But
He's trained already.
but honestly, just off the top of my head, I'll probably say Fats Alfonso. He transferred from VCU.
Yep.
He's great. He's a good dude. He does what he what it takes to win, and that's a huge thing, especially for me, because it's my last year. That's all I want is to win. You know, I could care less about, you know, that individual accolades as long as we get that championship and we cutting the nets down. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, the guy I'm excited to see play with you guys is Elijah Jones. We saw him last year at Charleston.
Yes.
He's like long, lanky, can probably guard different positions.
Can
really
be a coach's
versatile.
dream.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what he is. He's just super versatile. You can put him in a lot of positions, and he just cares all about the team. And he'll rebound, he'll defend, he'll do whatever you ask him. Even when we went to Charleston, they asked him to do things that probably he wasn't really expecting to do. And that's why, but by the end of the year, you saw that he's playing 20 minutes a game. And so he's a phenomenal player, and you just fit him in anywhere.
Yeah. How's Hutchinson look so far? Transferring in from GW, a guy that I remember from Team Takeover years ago. Right? I mean, that's what Team Takeover has.
Yeah, that's what Team Takeover is. I got to say that too, because we got a guy, one of our assistant coaches, is a Team Takeover guy as well. So they are a tough group, and that's especially their guards. Right, all their guards there's a lot of guards in history of Team Takeover that are very tough, and I think JaCoy is just going to show that K-Stat a little bit more this year. He's actually a lot quicker than I realized. Like on film, and I saw him down. You know, we were at the Paradise Jam, and I remember watching him, and I thought he was a good guard and really skilled and knew how to play. I didn't realize he's as quick as he is, and so I think that actually has excited me a little bit, that he's going to be able to touch the paint and, you know, really create for others and create for himself.
I think it's always interesting. We're doing these media days, and I never really expected to talk to coaches, and how many times here I didn't realize that this guy could do this, that we just got into the program.
I mean, it's
like,
hard.
We're hearing it a lot. Like you're learning these teams
Yeah.
throughout the spring and the summer and the fall. So you're coming over here and talking to us, and it's like, well, I just figured this thing out. Like this could be fun, man.
Yeah. No, I think we learn a lot, but because also I'm trying to fit them into what we're going to do, and but also trying to make sure it fits how what they're capable of doing, and not just saying you're going to do this, right? Sometimes I gotta you know fix it a little bit, but you know JaCoy's been phenomenal. We got another point guard we're working in Red Thompson, who no one really knows about because he didn't play, but he was a highly talented recruit, and
James Madison, right?
Yeah, and went to JMU, but JMU had a NCAA tournament starting point guard, and then had an NCAA tournament point guard stay. So it's like you were behind two NCAA tournament point guards. Like, what you didn't expect to play freshman year. So I think he can showcase a lot as well.
All right, so big dog lover. Big dog.
Yeah.
How many dogs you got?
I got 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
2 dogs.
What do you got?
A German Shorthair Pointer and a German Shepherd Husky mix.
And he walks them every morning, 45 minutes. Every night,
He does his
45
research.
minutes.
Yeah, he does.
How about that?
An hour and a half walks a day for dogs.
Yeah, I mean that's what keeps me
Cathartic,
not eating and walking every day. That's probably what keeps me so thin. So
But here's the thing. I was told one of the dogs recently lost a fight with a skunk. and the dog comes in the house, and I heard that the house just stinks.
Oh man, brand new house too, by the way. Brand new house.
Yeah.
Been in the house for a week, and
That's crazy.
and the dog runs in at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, he comes in and he goes and attacks it, and comes back in. I was like, oh, I didn't get you. It's great. And the next thing you know, my wife's in the bed. She wakes up. And she's screaming, what's that smell? What is that? And I'm like, he didn't get him. And she's like, yes, he did. And I look, and he didn't get him, but it's dripping from his mouth. So he got him in his mouth. So he's dripping it everywhere. So he's taking it to all pieces of the house. And so it was brutal.
No way.
And the best part of it, the whole team was coming over the next day with a recruit.
Oh, no.
And our whole house smells like skunk. And obviously, I don't want to say it on air, but they probably think it smells like something else too, right? Like, what is this new young coach doing, right? What is this new young guy doing? And
So what'd you do?
And so I wiped and sprayed and left the doors open.
Did it work?
2 months
Take-
later.
Elijah,
2
did-
months
yeah,
later,
I
I say,
I don't even remember the smell. I smelled food when I walked in.
We put the grill in the house and just fired it up, right?
Spray a lot of that,
They're
right?
like, why are you cooking bacon for dinner? Like, it's just, we want bacon, try to get the smell out. So, but that did happen.
So now when you let the dog out, like still letting the dogs out like
Yeah,
that?
man, I think just like the team, we're gonna be a bunch of fighters, right? Like, I mean, you gotta be a dog. Like, you're gonna be a dog. You gotta fight. You gotta be ready to fight whatever comes at you. Adversity. We're gonna deal with it. So if a skunk comes at us, a skunk comes at us.
What you're saying is you want the kind of players that would get sprayed in the mouth by a skunk and
And
wouldn't complain about it.
and ready to go back outside. Like, that's what I want, man.
What do you think, Elijah? If you got sprayed by a skunk,
Can you still rebound?
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. I can absolutely.
You know why?
So
Go near him.
Because
Nobody's gonna go
because
near
of that
him.
answer, I don't know who's going to start, but I promise you he'll be starting game one just because of that answer. He'll start game one. I don't know the rest of the starting lineup.
Preseason first-team All-Conference Elijah Tucker only earned his starting spot this year.
Say
and
it
he said
then.
that he would rebound after getting sprayed by a skunk. Those are the things that you could only learn on the Field of 68 Big South Media Day show.
Rebound, best playing basketball.
Yeah.
Sprayed by skunk, maybe somewhere in the top 100, but not number one. Rebound's number one.
I don't know. All right, I want both of you guys to answer this, and we'll let you get out of here. If we look up in February and you guys are competing right there for first place, whatever, like in the mix for a Big South regular season championship, what is the most important thing that has to happen?
Consistency. He was going to say that, so I had to take it from consistency. No, but for real, though, I just feel like we were the most together group no matter what. We were, even at the low moments when we were down by 30, we're not getting mad. We're not getting frustrated at each other. We're not walking away from each other in the huddle. We come together. We come together when the times are hard, when you go through adversity. That's what makes a team a team. That's how you win a championship, when you can take a punch and then go punch somebody back in the mouth.
Don't fire me up,
yeah.
Elijah. Don't fire me up, Elijah.
Hey, look, if you can get a rebound,
we need somebody.
Hey, look, I don't care if you play D3. I'll put you out there. You can rebound. But he don't have consistency in the sacrifice. I think. Well, if I look out there in practice and we're fighting for that number one, and to have that advantage in the Big South tournament, I think I'm looking out and saying like, okay, this is the team that all these guys are thinking, hey, what can I do for the team, and not, hey, what can the team do for me? Like that's what they're doing.
Well, listen, great meeting you.
Yeah.
Great meeting you. Great meeting both of you guys.
Sir.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm a fan now.
You guys, look, you got to do me a favor. We're
It's
gonna
just
need
great energy.
We're gonna need a big win here at some point this season.
we
We
gotta
got
get
to pick
you
off somebody big.
Yeah.
I got
so
you.
We can get you guys on the field of 68 after dark.
We'll focus on November 3rd first, but when we get to a big one, I got you.
That's the coach speak. Elijah, I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
someone
I'm
good,
looking
okay?
forward to it.
Yeah,
We're looking forward to it.
All right. We'll see you guys again soon. Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate
Coming
you
up
guys.
next, Quentin Farrell, the Presbyterian Blue Hose here on Big South Media Day.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Welcome back to Big South Media Day here on the Field of 68 Media Network. We're now joined by Quentin Farrell, who was just telling us that that your son's basketball career got torpedoed because he's being coached by Terrence Oglesby. Is that correct? True or false?
Well, we're hoping to get them together. We get a few people in the league that try to block that move from happening. They don't want them on the same team. So hopefully we can find a way to get around that.
That is the first time anyone has ever said, I want my son to play basketball for Terrence Oglesby.
Well, he'll learn how to shoot. May not learn how to play any D, but he'll be able to shoot.
Well, Terrence is fiery too, so they'll compete a little bit too.
No doubt.
Q, it's good to see you, man. How you doing?
Great to see you guys. I'm doing well. Excited for the season.
Yeah. So, obviously, you're no different than most teams, right? You lost a bunch. Mm-hmm. It feels like we've said that to every team in every media day, right, other than Purdue.
Right.
What was it like? Take me back to kind of the end of the season and what it's like to have to because you're one of the elder statesmen in this
Yeah,
league.
for sure.
And how much it's changed even from
Yes.
when you took over to now when the season ends.
Yeah, you know what? We're in a situation where, we do return 7 guys, so 5 guys, but we still lose more guys than we've ever lost because we're a place where we do have to try to retain some guys. And really that's more of the development side because there may be a guy for us who the rest of the country might not know. He might have averaged 4 or 5. And then the next year when he gets a bigger opportunity, he's capable of jumping up. Like we had that happen last season. Kobe Stewart, who made second-team All-League, and Corey Mincy, who was a sophomore who made honorable mention. Neither one of those guys averaged double digits the year before. You know what I mean? And through development and them getting opportunity, we felt comfortable like we could go stay in-house, so to speak, and fill our roster maybe with a transfer here or there. But, like, the guys that were going to do the heavy lifting were guys that were already on our roster. Yep. And that's kind of a little bit of our blueprint at Presbyterian. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of similar this year for us. Like, we have some guys coming back that I think are ready to take a big jump, and hopefully I'm right on that. I'm going to need to be right on that.
They go from kind of reserves
yes.
that certainly are going to – which is smart in a way, right? I mean, you know them.
Right.
You know them. You've had a chance to see them. They didn't do too much so that the big boys aren't coming out.
Exactly. And we've done a good job in the portal too because we've been able to get Division I transfers from Conference USA, and those type levels, American type guys. So, it's different now. It reminds me of high school recruiting back when where, if you were a mid-major, how you had to dig, or if you were at the Peach Jam, you're looking at the 8th or 9th man on the bench and things like that. And so with the portal, we have to spend a lot of time because there's so many names in there, but there are guys that get overlooked and may fit your program, and maybe they don't have the numbers, but if you get them and you put them in plug them in your system, they can produce, you know what I mean? So it's different, but it's still a lot of the same things that are going on, and it's still a path, I feel like, to be successful, where we are.
Just off season, isn't it? Overall,
yes, no, for
sure.
sure.
Never stops because you go right in, portal.
Yes.
Then you can work with your guys the whole time, and I'm assuming you're trying to raise some money
yes.
too as
yes.
you go, and it just It
yes,
like
no.
The season's here, and you never had a chance to breathe.
This is exactly right. Like I can't. It feels weird that we go play Clemson Friday at 6 p.m. in an exhibition game, and so. Because what you're saying, like all of that stuff, it just rolls right into it, right? Like as a head coach now, right, that's a big part, like the fundraising, donors, and trying to find resources for you, especially, at any level, but at our level. And so that's a full-time job, obviously, in itself, like trying to always do that. Because at the end of the year, you're going to have somebody, right, that you're going to have to sit down with, an agent with, their parents, and try to figure out if you can keep somebody. Like that's going to happen. So you got to get out ahead of that as much as you can because the springtime is going to come. And those are the conversations they're going to be at. Yeah,
if you don't already have the money,
too late.
It's too late.
Too late, for sure.
So you mentioned how you're developing in-house, build guys from in-house.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that you are bringing back, second team preseason All Big South, Jonah Pierce. I see him skulking around over there right now. Is he, first of all, update on his health, right? Because he missed some time last year too. What have you seen out of him so far in this fall that leads you to believe
he actually looks better than before, to be honest with you, which is crazy to say because last year he started the season 20 for 20 from the field. Really? And then, he started here 20 for 20, but then he got hurt in our 8th game. And so that was when we were out at Stephen F. Austin. We won all 3 games at an MTE. And so it was the first time PC had been like we were 176 in Ken Palm after that. But it was bittersweet because he got hurt the last game, and so we knew we were going to be without him. And so obviously getting him back, I think we have a chance because of him because he's a dominant post player. He's a guy that in the half court you can throw the ball to. He's going to get doubled and triple teamed, especially in our league. Like people aren't going to let him play one-on-one for sure. So to have a guy like that where you can play through in the half court, and then we have some guys that can make shots, I think he's in line to have a monster senior year.
How differently will this team look again with some of these young guys that are going to get that? Parrish is going to get an opportunity to have a much bigger role than he had a year ago.
Yeah, but he's a guy that's going to be a big key because we've always had really good guards. I feel like we do a really good job with developing our guards. And if you look at his numbers and his splits, he played like 18 minutes a game, but he was 48, 40, 92. Like he's the guy that's next in line to take a big jump this year for us. I feel like he's been with me for 2 years. And I think having a guy like him and Jonah kind of leading is kind of a 1-2 punch, that gives us a real identity. We'll get the ball inside, which I feel like we probably do that more than a lot of teams in this era. But trying to find that balance, though, because we want to be efficient, right? But we got Big Jonah to take advantage of people inside. But we still want to take threes, right, and get a certain number per game, right, because that's just analytically smart to do. You know what I mean? If you can get the right ones. And so it's just that balance of being efficient, of getting the ball inside, and then obviously getting quality threes.
Yeah. So you played at Presbyterian.
I did.
You were an assistant coach at Presbyterian.
Yes.
You went off Charleston, sit at a couple of places, come back.
Yes.
Now the head coach at Presbyterian. So you kind of, and you were there when they made the transition from Division II to Division I, correct? What have you seen now that you're the head coach, versus what the school was back when you were playing, back when it was Division II, and how has that kind of changed and stepped up a level?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, my college coach, Greg Nybert, who's the coach there for almost 30 seasons, I think the biggest thing for me was when I went from playing to coaching and we started a journey in Division I, we had success, right? We beat Auburn and Wake Forest in back-to-back games. We beat Cincinnati the next season. They were a top 25 team. And so me being 21, 22, 23 as a coach, it had a huge impact on me, because when I started going other places, I kind of knew you could win anywhere. Like, it put that in me, right? Like, and it was one of the reasons what made me want the job at PC at the time when I was an assistant at the College of Charleston, because I had a lot of mentors telling me, maybe don't take the job. You're on this path. You go be a Power 5 assistant, all this kind of stuff. But it was those early years where I knew that if you had a good plan and you could recruit and develop, I feel like you can win anywhere. There's a path to success anywhere. I believe that. And so I think now, because we've done some of those things, and even a couple years ago we beat Vandy on opening night, I think just our administration probably believes more than ever, as an athletics program.
Well, and they're seeing it grow, right?
Right.
You went from single-digit wins to now the last 2 years, 14 wins in back-to-back seasons, and I believe it was 7 and 9 is at the most that you guys have had in the Big South, right?
Yeah, but we finished 5th last year, which is the highest, outright finishing 5th last year since we've been Division I.
So when you see those returns on the work that you're doing, like, it just reinforces, let's keep doing it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. And I took the job knowing like it was going to be a process. Now, I didn't know that COVID was coming and NIL and all this other stuff that's made it a lot more challenging. But nevertheless, we've come up with a new blueprint. And as you said, the last 2 years, I think we're on the climb to get to where we ultimately want to get to with the program.
All right, so you were in Charleston for 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
Right,
I love Charleston.
I just moved there.
Good choice.
Yeah, no, I know. Trust me. My wife likes the choice too. Give me your spot. Give me your spot. I mean, were you living downtown or where you were living?
Well, I lived in Mount Pleasant when I first got there, and then we ended up buying a house in North Charleston because we had some good real estate people tell us about how it was going to grow over a couple of years. So,
you hit it.
Yeah, we did. We did well.
Yeah.
We did well. But if you're talking Charleston, I'm biased, but you got to go to Halls downtown for sure.
100%.
You definitely got to go there.
You got expensive taste. You're like him, man. I can tell.
It's a great spot. It's a great spot.
The vibe too.
Yeah,
everything. Not just the food.
Everything. And even if you don't want to go for dinner, go for Sunday brunch. That's a good choice always on Sunday if you're down there for brunch. But it's so many restaurants and places there.
No, it's
insane. Yeah, it's insane.
Honestly, it's too much in a way.
You have Page's Okra Grill, which is a good spot to always go visit, get food. So obviously the beaches and all that stuff, Mount Pleasant.
Give me the story when Earl told me to ask you this. The story when you guys went to Wilmington.
Okay.
And he said they got after you pretty good. The fans there. He had a purple suit.
Yeah. Eggplant Earl. That's what they were yelling behind our bench.
Really?
Yeah. Because their student section would sit right behind the visiting team's bench, and they had the rowdiest student section for sure in the league at the time. And so they were giving it to us.
Earl.
And our games with them were always classic games, and this is obviously Kevin Keats' era, and they beat us at home that year at our place. And so we're in this game with them, and they've been giving it to us the whole game. And we win the game. We win by 1. I want to say Chris Fleming might have went 1 for 2 at the free throw line, and we got the rebound. Time expired. And then I just remember being nuts after the game because our guys is like, once we won, they let them have it. Like, I'm as an assistant, I'm at the back of the line trying to usher everybody to the locker room.
You know what it could have been.
Right. Because the players, all their attention went directly to the student section. You know what I mean? So, those are always great battles, and that was definitely a memorable night and task for sure.
I just love that. You asked for the stories like, eggplant.
No, I remember. They were just yelling it the whole time. And I give him a lot of credit. I mean, he stayed focused.
So we've talked about Jonah. We've talked about Carl Parrish. Who's another guy, maybe even a newcomer?
Yeah.
A newcomer that we can expect to fill a significant role this year.
Well, I want to highlight a couple of guys,
3
guys, because Jalen Peterson, he started at the 4 for me last season. But when Jonah got hurt, I had to take him out of the starting lineup because we didn't have any depth at the 5. And so he had to come off the bench and he played the 5 and the 4, but more 5. But he has a chance, in my opinion, to be the defensive player of the year. Like, if you analytically look at him as a defender, he set the blocks record for the school last year. And this year will be the most he's probably ever played, like in terms of minutes per game. But 6'7", one of the best athletes with 40-inch vertical, 7'1" wingspan, but can block shots and rebound and guard multiple positions. So he's a guy that we're dependent on a lot in that role. We took a transfer from Sam Houston State, who's a sophomore, Eric Taylor. He was a freshman point guard. You know, they had some older guys, so his minutes were kind of spotty, but he had double digits on the road at Pittsburgh last year. On the road at UNC Wilmington, he had double digits. Middle Tennessee State on the road. So he was a freshman last year, but he can shoot the ball. I can really shoot the 3, make free throws, 3-level scores. So he'll be able to help us. And Josh Pickett from the University of Denver, who started about 20 games there, can play really 1 through 4. Both of those transfers will help us a lot. And that's where I say, like, we always get high school kids and develop them, but we always have to sprinkle in a couple of transfers, too, that fit us. So those 3 guys for sure will be able to help a lot.
How many times do people say to Eric Taylor, clear eyes, full hearts can't lose?
I'm sure he gets that a good bit. He gives it a good bit for sure.
It's a character from Friday Night
Yeah,
Lights, and that's a line that I always say.
Yeah, he gives that a good bit.
When I saw that name on the roster, I was like, ooh, man, I bet he gets that a lot. Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Last thing I got for you.
Okay.
Is you mentioned Peach Jam.
Yes.
Did you know he's from the home of Peach Jam?
Yeah.
North Augusta, South Carolina.
I'm from for a local guy, you got to say North Augusta because, you know, North Augusta on the South Carolina side, Augusta's on the Georgia side. So we get a lot of flack with that battle between the two. But, yeah, I'm from North Augusta, South Carolina.
What was it like growing up there?
It was
so weird for us because we go
up
every year.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Was like, so I always look forward to that event. There's the 3 events that I look forward to the most during the basketball calendar.
Yeah, you know,
Final Four, Champions Classic. Peach Jam is number 3.
And it's one of those for sure. If you're a basketball person, it's the best. And you know, we were so lucky at the time because that gym is where I grew up playing my rec basketball, right? So like that's when 3rd grade when I first signed up for organized basketball. That's where I played at. And you know, I remember when they first came, it had to be around like 94-ish, somewhere around there when they first came. And I remember, like, you know, Nike used to run the ad with the Fun Police, like with Kevin Garnett, Tom Gugliotti, and all those guys. And I remember one of the first Peach Jams, they had them there, like in the yellow coats that they had in the commercial. And as a kid, you know, in the 90s, that was pretty cool to see that in North Augusta, right? Like in a small city like that. But I just remember the great players when I was coming up as a player. Every summer I would get to watch. So, you know, it was like Christmas morning as a kid that loved basketball. Yeah.
So you would go all the time?
Oh, my mom would just drop me off and I would be there.
Best player you ever saw.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, man.
I'll say the best backcourt I ever saw. I've gone every year.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
I've said this, but go ahead.
Is it Eric Gordon and Derrick Rose?
Well, I was going to say Derrick Rose probably. In person, like as a high school kid, like as a guard being by.
Those two were like
silent
killers together.
Yes.
Who played off each other.
They were extremely impressive. I was going to say those 2 guys were. But it was cool because I remember Nike used to have an international team when they first started. So Dirk played down there. Yao Ming played on the international team. So just as a kid, remembering and seeing those guys and then watching them become NBA guys and all that. So that was really cool. Karan Butler had one of the best Peach Jam runs I ever seen an individual have. He was getting 40 for Bray Center out of Wisconsin when he was down there. I remember that one. Omar Cook, Riverside Church, was a stud down there watching him play. You know what I mean? I could go on and talk about the Peach Jam and the guys I got to see play.
The best performance I ever saw. This is completely off track, but who cares? I love it. The best performance I ever saw was Malik Monk. Went for 42. Not the main gym, but one of the side gyms.
The next game, he went for 4.
He really did. It was
like
crazy
17.
too. That's when Malik does. Listen, Q, it's great to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Best of luck this season. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Mike Morrell, and UNC Asheville is going to be here. Big South Media Day, Field of 68.
There is no sport in America that is more difficult to follow than college basketball. It can be overwhelming. That's where the Field of 68 Daily comes into play. The Daily is your go-to source for injury updates, recruiting news, and transfer portal additions that actually matter. For just $50 a year, get access to the same information that your favorite team's coaching staff is subscribed for. Quality content can be hard to find in the college basketball space. The Daily is here to help you with that. The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of non-stop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have his story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight. This is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Welcome back to Johnson City, the Carnegie Hotel here at Big South Media Day. We're now joined by Mike Morrell, head coach of UNC Asheville, and the preseason Big South Player of the Year, Toya Solomon. Are you ready for that? You ready for that target on your back like that?
Yeah, I guess. It's cool.
Yeah. What you gonna say? I'm not ready. Of course he's ready. Look at him.
Well, congratulations on being named that. What
are you congratulating him for? It's preseason player of the year. It doesn't mean anything.
Couldn't agree more.
Right. Am I wrong?
No.
You want to be postseason player of the year. That's what you want to get.
sure.
Preseason player of the year.
If you would let me finish the question, what I was going to ask was what has to happen this year for you to be able to get that recognition at the end of the year when it matters, Jeffrey?
Definitely grabbing more rebounds and giving more effort, consistent effort on both ends of the ball. But I definitely think rebounding more is going to get me over that hump.
That sounds like something that Coach Morrell would have been kind of beating you over the head with.
For sure.
Literally verbatim.
That's the biggest thing.
No question. He should have led the league in rebounding last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know. I mean, I've been at a lot of places, coached a lot of guys who can vertically go up and grab the basketball.
Yeah.
You know, there's a portion of rebounding that's just physicality. The most important thing is just being able to go up and grab it, and he's a 1%er when it comes to that. And so that's what he has to get off the box outs. He has to go and grab the ball more. And if he does that, I think he will lead the league in rebounding just because of how vertically gifted he is.
So we're here at Big South Media. I've never been to Johnson City before. It's like home to you.
Welcome.
It's so cool. I mean, you grew up 15 minutes down the road,
Elizabethton, Tennessee, about 15 minutes away from here. My mom still lives here. Sister lives here. ETSU's right here. I grew up, going to ETSU basketball camp when Alan LaForce was the coach. I've stayed in this hotel more times than I can count.
It's an awesome hotel.
It's a great hotel. It's a great area.
Yeah.
It really, really is. I was fortunate to grow up here. But
how's that hot dog place down the road?
Pals, it's not a hot dog place.
They got a big wiener up there. I mean, what do you think?
I'm going to tell you right now, drop the contract on you two. If you do not go across there and eat today, you have to go. It's drive-through only.
Okay.
And you northern dudes don't know nothing about sweet tea. Get the sweet tea.
Love sweet tea.
Really you will text me in 3 hours. I promise you. All right, get the Big Pal cheese, however you want
can
it.
you
And
give so-
the fries are called Frenchy fries.
So that's Connor right there. He does all the picking up food for us. Can
He's
you
gonna
give him the order on your way out? You're
So
gonna
like
go and
them
you're
that
gonna
they
go pick it
can't
up
even
and
they
you're
can't
gonna
even
bring
go
it
get their own food. Like they can't do that.
We're high
No,
I
we're
just
big
said
time.
it's
We're
drive
big time
through,
now,
dude.
Mike. We're big time now.
Oh yeah.
This isn't like the days of Hakkasan and Vegas. All right, this isn't like those days. Now we don't get after it like we used to. We got Connor doing the heavy lifting.
All right,
for
I'm
us.
gonna try to get this back on the rim.
No, I gotta get one more grown up here, then you can get to the tee.
Okay.
All right, one more. So, back when you played high school, you played basketball and football.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
You were a quarterback?
No, I was.
Quarterback? What were you in
I
football?
was a D-back
You were
and a
D-back.
wide receiver.
You played with Jason Witten?
Yeah. Best
Same-
friend in high school. Yep.
Same year?
Same year, graduated same year. His son, Cooper Witten's my godson, who's the #1 linebacker in the country in 2027.
And did Witten play both? Did he play tight end?
Oh, yeah, we
and
played both.
Linebacker?
He played linebacker and tight end.
He did.
Actually went to the University of Tennessee as a defensive end. They had an injury. Coach Fulmer moved him to tight end. Rest is history.
Looks like a genius
Yep.
for that.
Wow.
And Jason fought. He didn't want to do it.
Were you a good football player? Because you were good, right? I mean, you played locally.
I was good enough, you know. Not quite the athlete that Toyaz is. Great shooter. No, yeah, I was. I probably was a better football
Were you?
player. This is football. You're in football country
Totally.
here.
Totally.
You know, you're an hour and a half from Knoxville, but
So you're
you
a huge
grow up.
Tennessee fan growing up?
No, I'm a Clemson fan. Went to grad school at Clemson.
right, that's right.
Yep.
That's
And but Tennessee, this is orange country for sure.
So, when the first year you got the job,
Yep.
go 4-27. Then you have 3 years where you're kind of hovering around 500.
Yep.
And the last 3 years, I think you have 70 wins total. You've
Yeah,
won
70.
20 wins in each of the last 3 seasons.
Yep.
Well, how have you been able to? Because you're the elder statesman in this conference. You've
Yep.
been here for 8 years. This
Yep.
is year 8, right?
It's your
How have you been able to kind of develop the program and grow the program like that? Because I feel like that is a very hard thing to do,
Yeah.
to have that continued upward trajectory at this level in modern college basketball.
I love Asheville. I really do. I love where I'm at. I think the one thing that is somewhat, not just unique to me, is that I have been to the highest level before I got here, and I know what's there. I'm not just looking for what's next or whatever. I love being here. That being said, we got better players. You know, Drew Pember changed our program in a lot of ways. It helped us get guys like him, and I think, Rob, the biggest thing, if you really look at the history of what we've been able to do, and I say we've retained our best players. Drew Pember stayed, Tajon Jones stayed before him. I mean, you know how good of a player this guy is, and he chose to stay, come back to Asheville. I think they enjoy the experience. We're not for everybody, though. Like he gets coached harder than anybody in the program. It's not even close. And so, you know, that being said, like, I think it was actually it might have been Scott Drew that told me this. It was somebody told me this, and I can't. It's like once you win, like actually win it. The hardest part is sustaining it. I believe that was Coach Drew, or I heard him say that somewhere, and that's been the truth, man. The sustaining of the success, and we've been able to do that. But you can also fall into the pit of thinking it's just going to happen again, that you're entitled to that, and that's what we're fighting against right now.
So, Toyaz, I mean, most guys averaging whatever it was, 16-7 last year, 6'9". You're going to see him go in the portal.
No question.
I mean, you just are. Like for this, like, why? What was the biggest reason? And you know, again, you're watching a lot of other kids probably that go in there and make big money. Like, I give you a lot of credit, man. I give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, it's definitely the coaches. And my mom trusts the coaches with her life. And it was really a no-brainer. I had no thoughts of going into the portal at all. I knew what Coach Morrell wanted for me on and off the court, and I trust everything about it.
And you can get there from anywhere now. That's
No
the
question.
other beauty of it. You see it all the time. Is like, and sometimes, again, I know it's a stupid saying, you know, grass isn't always greener, but you go to the high major, and I know where you came from, right? You came from JUCO, right? So, like, your appreciation might be a little bit different than some other guys.
To his credit, though, not to speak for him, he did this in junior college. This is not the first time he did this. He was at Caldwell Community College, and all the big JUCOs tried to get him to leave. Caldwell Community College is no
I never
scholarship.
Heard of it. I never
exactly.
heard of it.
No scholarship.
Really?
And his coach there, Jamison McIver, is as good of a junior college coach as I've been around. He was probably coached harder there than he's been here. So this is character, man. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that, like, I have nothing against anybody leaving to go. But
it's just cool to see.
Yeah.
In an era in which everybody's out for this, you could have made, I don't know what you're making now, but I'm sure you could have made more money going elsewhere. But you come back with the thought of, hey, you know what? I trust him. He gave me an opportunity, and he's made me better. Yeah. And you can take another jump. As he said, he's going to be stand up with you. He's not going to kiss your ass. He's going to tell you what you need to do to get better. Yeah. All right, so go through some of these other guys with me. Justin Wright was hurt last year. Start with you. What are we going to see out of him this season? The NC Central transfer. What role do you think he's going to play this year?
He's our emotional leader for sure. So how his body language is will determine how our team is, because his voice is loud in our locker room. But other than that, he's a great player. He's a good player, and he's going to go out there and compete. So, yeah, you can expect that from him for sure.
What about Cameron Taylor? Sophomore coming back. I see you nodding. Yeah, good?
Yeah. He's a good player.
Where is he? What's the step that he's going to take? I mean, everyone always says the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores, right? Yeah. Where's that step going to be for Cameron?
I think for him, it's being more aggressive. He's always aggressive attacking the rim, but he's a better defender than a lot of people give him credit for. So I think on that side, he's going to help us more than anybody can predict, for real.
Who's going to help my man up front this year?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing that excites me about this team is we can play small and still be physical. And I think Cam and DJ Patrick give us that. He's the most – I think Toy has the best player in the league. I think he's probably the most talented player in the league. Part of that's because I don't know what else is in this room.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Cam Taylor probably has the highest ceiling of any kid we've had at Asheville, really? And I think he would probably agree with that. I just Sage Tolentino, Daniel Thomas. We're going to play a freshman, Miles Mayfield, who's really good. I'll tell you, Jeff. The age of our level. Yep. All right, this, let's call it what it is: low major to mid major level. All right, that's what it is. Bigs. I'd rather have a really good player than a bad big. And so I think for us, we've got to try to figure out what that looks like as we get deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I think a lot of people are probably dealing with that.
Do you feel like, again, the way it's gone here, where the high majors are relying so much on those transfers, that you've been able to get a better level of freshmen? Or
no question. Yeah. Well, that's not even close. Yeah. And I think that's going to be reciprocated in some of the kids that I'm seeing us signed in 26, and also some of these guys signed. There's no question. But the other thing I don't know enough people are talking about is they got 15 scholarships. You're talking about 2 more scholarships. I mean, do the math on that. And so, I know a lot of kids that have zero chance to play on some rosters that I'm seeing. They're just taking them. They're going to help them practice. Yep. They're going, whatever, and they're going to pay them a little bit of money. And so, what are you in it for? I'm not really sure, but ever since I was an assistant at VCU, the age-old thing, it's a bad year for bigs.
Mm-hmm. Well, hasn't got much better.
Yeah. So now,
that's why, he's so important.
So important.
Right? I mean,
he's a guard parading as a forward.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
I mean, the versatility that he's got and his length and his size is something that you're not seeing.
Hold on. I like how you say he's a guard parading as a forward, as a compliment, and then you yell at him about not rebounding enough. What is it, Toy? Pick a lane, right, Coach?
Hey, whatever. It's whatever you want me to do, I got to do it.
We're going to have practice. We're off today. We're going to have practice when we get back if this keeps up.
So we talked about your football career.
Yeah.
Talked about your basketball career. You're also something of a golfer, right?
I am. I went to the Ryder Cup.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Donnie Lynn and I went. We went for one day.
Which day?
Saturday, the day that it was just, they were all over Rory. Right. It was crazy.
Was it you? Was that?
No. I tell you what, I got more respect for that dude now. I was a Rory.
Crushed.
Oh, it was unbelievable, some of the things. And I'm kind of like, as a competitor, I'm like, well, hey, you're on the road, man. Like, some of the things that we get. Yeah. that being said, like, there is a part of golf that's like, don't yell into dude's backswing.
Right.
Don't call him a. But
I did that to him at Topgolf the other day. He shanked the hell out of that. When
yeah, do you like to play?
No.
You want to take this outside? We can. We can go to
golf swing.
Yeah, hold on. You're gonna tell you of all people. We have a video of his swing. I'll send it to you, Mike. I'll send it to you. He's not
just
built.
got clubs. I just
he's
moved
not
to
built
Charleston 3 months ago.
Yeah,
so
this
now
guy's living in Charleston,
it's
South
changed.
Carolina. He can't
It's
swing a
changed.
club.
That's right.
He's an empty nester.
I'm gonna get good. I'm gonna get good.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a couple
So,
I
years,
can't
but-
wait.
I'll send you the video. I don't know if Dagan, if you have it, you can play it here. But he takes a swing. I don't know what happens, but it pops straight up in the air, and he turns around, and he is 2 seconds away from snapping the top golf club over his knee. He's not built for golf.
No, I'm not.
He's not built for
2
golf.
years, my ass.
I don't have the patience. What am I going to be at 5?
Yeah.
10?
Yeah, wait.
I don't have the patience for that. Are you kidding?
Oh,
He's
man.
not built for
No,
golf.
I love golf. I try to play as much as I can. There's one thing I have a real issue with in our profession is, like, we feel like we have to guard our desks to be good coaches. And
So
it's like we how many? No, I used to be that way all the time, and now
Changed.
yeah.
What,
I mean,
what was it? What was it? Do you remember?
I was
there a
about
point?
done. Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, one, I was a horrible head coach to start because I didn't know what I was doing, but I thought I had all the answers. Secondly, it just wasn't any fun. It wasn't being any fun. You try to work your whole life to try to get, to run your own program, and then you get it, and you're like, man, wait, this ain't. And so, not that I'm, got it all figured out by any means, but again, it's one of the things that I enjoy about where I'm at. They allow me to do my job. And yeah, I mean, I play as much as I can.
How's the city now?
It's
compared to a
getting
year
better.
ago when,
Yeah, and actually, thanks for asking, because there's still, man, people just don't really truly understand outside about how bad it was. I mean, this time last year, we're living in a hotel in Charlotte for 3 weeks.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
that.
3 weeks. Our first 7 games of the year were on the road. We didn't play a home game till December the 3rd. And we won 21 games. And I told somebody there the other day, like, in terms of uncontrollable adversity, that team we had last year was, I mean, we just
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
good to deal with it.
no doubt.
Yeah.
We were brushing teeth with Aquafina water bottles well into December.
That's crazy.
Mike, appreciate you being here.
Sure.
Toya, it's great to see you.
Appreciate
man.
you guys.
Good luck
Rebound.
this season.
Go
Go
You
get
guys
some
are doing a
rebounds.
great job, man.
What do we need to? What's it's got to be?
What does he need?
9,
Yeah.
9.2. He averages this year.
10, right? 10.
I think this dude should average 10 rebounds a game. But in order to do that, you got to get 3 offensive a game. You have to.
Hey, you know what? You know what the best way to make a highlight reel is? Best way to make Sports Center? Tip dunks. Tip dunks. Yeah, there you go.
He has to be standing under the rim for that.
Coming up next, USC Upstate head coach Marty Richter and Carmani Gregory. here at
Thanks,
Big
guys.
South Media Day.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68, opening day.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
Well, welcome back. Big South Media Day here in Johnson City, Tennessee, the Carnegie Hotel. Jeff Goodman, Rob Dauster. We're now joined by Marty Richter, head coach of USC Upstate, and Carmony Gregory. Great to see you, man. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm living a dream over here, man. Living the dream. We were just talking about it before we went live. I have more fun at these mid-major media days than I think anything else that we do throughout the year. It's great to see people actually excited to talk to us. I think it's the first time people actually I get a smile. Look at this. Somebody's smiling to see
You know
us,
what?
man.
This is the real deal. Everybody at the high major level is like, I don't want to do that. I don't need to talk about my team. You already know my team. Like at this level, we want to sell our product. We want to sell our league. And our league is really good. Like I didn't know it was that good when I came in here, guys, last year. I was like, coming from the Valley, and you think, all right, Big South is shoot, this league is terrific.
What's
really
the
good.
biggest, okay, so what's the biggest thing you learned in year one last year that you took into year two? You're like, all right, I got to do this different.
Well, I didn't realize this, and I talked with Al Huss after the year. I didn't realize how big our league is. Like the front lines of our league last year, teams would play 2 5-men at the 4 and 5, and it's really physical. And I didn't realize that. I went with the model of what we did at Drake and what we did at Florida Gulf Coast when I was working for Dooley and Enfield, like that skilled 4. So I went out and got a 7'1" kid. I went out and got a 6'9" kid. So now my 2 5-men they're listed at 6'6" and 6'8" last year, but they were 6'6" and 6'4". Like I can now slide them because half the team is physical and still have skill at the 4 with other guys I brought in.
Carmani, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that came back from last season, right? Which is a pretty good number at the mid-major ranks.
You like Marty? Yeah. You actually like him?
He's all right. He's a lot to deal with, but he's all right.
Hey, some days more than others.
He has his days, for sure.
What was it about this coach? What was it about this program? Maybe about your teammates? Like, why were you guys able to have that many players come back?
I would definitely say because of Marty. Like, he brings a good culture, like a loving culture. I love how we always have events or like team bonding and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of teams, they do that, but it just felt like a family. So when you have a family environment and you can build that culture, and more guys are more willing to come back. Sure.
So what are we going to see different from you this year? Because obviously coming from Florida Southwestern, now you got a year under your belt with him.
Yeah.
What has he challenged you, or even yourself, kind of look in the mirror and like, hey, I need to be better at this?
I think we both are challenging me to just take it to another level in every aspect, on the defensive side, on the offensive side, on the leadership side, everything. So I feel like every attribute I have is just time to just take it up like another notch, and that's what we both challenge each other, especially me, but he gets on me every day, yeah.
Is there an area specifically that you've really focused?
You know what? It's really neat. Now when I turn on my computer and listen to practice, I can hear his voice for the 2 hours that we practice, or 90 minutes.
Where you couldn't last year?
Last year, it would be like he would talk 1 out of 4 days. And that's part of the growth of a junior college guy to the second-year junior college guy at the Division I level.
They don't know coming in
they
from
don't.
Duke, like it's like it takes you a while to figure it out. Yeah. They always say that, right? It takes a year for a lot of guys to figure it out. So you're worried about yourself, aren't you? Last year?
Yeah, I would.
And not a bad way either. No, not a bad. No, you're right.
I'm saying, but you're thinking more about like what I need to do. Now it's like what the team needs to do, right?
Yeah, because I mean you're on the Division I level, so it's like, okay, I got to figure this out now. Like you kind of get in that mindset of because it's a different level. People are better, so it's like, okay, I got to get better. I got to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure.
What was the biggest adjustment moving up from the JUCO ranks to Division I?
I would say the talking, but people are smarter. People are smarter. The speed is similar. It depends what league you're in, but I say we're still in the fast league. People are bigger. People are, much bigger. But I would say, like I just said, the talking, he really challenged me with that. And in JUCO, I got yelled at for not talking as well, but I feel like at this level, like you have to talk for those 2-3 hours you are in practice.
Is that why you brought him to media day, to teach him how to talk?
Oh man, you guys should have seen him today in the classroom. It was like he was a rock star. Like Last year, if I'd have put him in the classroom for that hour, he would have said 2 words.
Okay, so explain what you did for the people that are watching. What you did?
Oh, we went to the classroom, 2nd grade. We did activities with him. We read him a book. We played Simon Says. He challenged them at math for like an hour.
No, I didn't. It was 20 minutes, man. We did math for 20. But the thing that you did, you also did a game of, we all did it as kids, shoot in the trash can.
Trash-get-ball.
Yeah, so we did that.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
Hey, it was awesome. Like every kid had to make a shot. Every kid had to figure it out, and he helped them, and he brought them along. And then, I mean, I was more impressed. Yeah, I was more impressed as a coach to see that than him making a 3-pointer in a game, because like that is the life lessons. I mean, at the end of the day, he may be working for you guys in 3 years. Like that's the deal.
Well, again, you want to prepare him for life.
Yes.
Right. As much as we always say it's about wins and losses on the court, it's about wins off the court.
Yes.
You know, that's huge for you to be able to come out. I always say this, like Kevin Durant, when he was like 14, the first time I ever met him, he didn't say 2 words.
Really?
And by the time he graduated Texas, and I give Rick Barnes, and the SID, Scott McConnell, a lot of credit. They pushed him out there.
Yes.
And he had a confidence that he had none when he was 14, 15 years old.
Really?
So watching that
is so neat.
It's different. It's
it
just,
is.
You feel good about being a coach, because sometimes it's hard to probably feel good about being a coach in today's landscape.
It is, but
or harder.
It's harder, but like I think everybody gets so mad that kids are transferring. It's part of life.
I know, yes, but I'll say this. Okay, yes, but we just interviewed a kid in American Media Day. He's on his 5th school in 5 years with 5 different coaches. And it's hard. Like, man, like you look at that and you're like, how is this good for him? How is this good?
It's not, but like that's what he chose.
No question.
I think the biggest thing that we're missing in college basketball is this. I got to see it with him, and I got to see it with our good teams at Drake, is when you go into a program and you're in a program for 24 months, it's not just a basketball. It's the strength coach. Mm-hmm. It's the off season, and then you get comfortable and you create habits for daily habits. Yeah. Kids aren't getting the daily habits because they're going from one place to the next, and they're getting told all the things that we want to tell them. All the positive things.
And they're different things by every coach,
too. And you kind of like, that's why we have the failures with some kids and not the successes. And that's tough.
Well, and I also think the biggest thing is it's not just the credits transferring and getting your degree.
Yes.
That's a problem. The other part of it is when you're at a program for 2, 3, 4 years, when you get your degree from somewhere, you got a network, right? Like, Carmani, if you stay here until you graduate, right, you're going to have people at USC Upstate. You're going to have alums and donors that are like, this kid helped us. We were 6-26 his first year, and we went we won the league his 3rd year, whatever it is, right? You will have people that are going to remember that for a long time. You're going to have teammates. You're going to have friends that you made on campus that don't just play basketball. Yeah. And you're going to have a place that you can go to for an alumni game. Like the people
can't do it anymore.
Where are you going for your alumni game?
You can't do it.
Well, no, because everybody moves so much.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to go to the alumni game for the place that you are as a sophomore when you graduate, or when you went somewhere for your senior year. No telling if you're actually going to graduate in those 4 years. Like I think you lose when you move that much. Yes, you might be able to get a little bit more money in that 1 year, but you lose the long-term potential.
Yes.
And there's no way anyone's going to make enough in their 1 year unless you're AJ DePonsa to be able to retire. It's just that's what it is.
That's the facts of it. Yes.
All right, let's get to a couple more guys. Before we started this, you were raving to me about a guard you have coming out of Trinity Valley named Tyler Smith.
Yes, I think I love him. Yeah. Like he is. What is great is him and Kermani have like meshed so well together in the backcourt. They both can handle the ball. They both can make plays. I'm playing 2-point guards now. So now when you're playing 2-point guards, and Kermani's such a good defender and so strong that he can guard 1 through. In our league at times when teams are playing skilled 4s, he guard 1 through 4 because he's so strong. Tyler is just so like he can run the team without me telling him when to go fast and when to slow down. And I haven't had that. We didn't have it our last year at Drake. We had Connor Enright, and Connor's a terrific player. Love him to death. Love him to death. But Connor didn't know when to go fast and when to go slow. Roman Penn, Coach DeVries could sit over there and we could run, we could slow it down, and
So it
that's
makes your job easier.
It makes your job easier. And now I've got two guys. Who are you going to put on Kermani Gray? You're going to put the point guard on him?
Right.
Okay, now then you're going to put the 2 on Tyler, and Tyler's speed is too fast for a 2, and vice versa.
So they complement each other.
Complement each other, unbelievable. And then the other guy that I have returning that I love is Carmelo Atkins. He shot 34 from the 3 last year, I think, with about 60 made threes. He has made a jump on his shooting. So, I think he can be a 38-plus guy, making 2.5 a night, and now the floor spreads out, and now you got even more driving lines.
So last season you guys ranked 5th in tempo, which means,
yes.
Jeff, for people that don't know ball, they did this
I know.
as fast as anybody in college basketball this past season. You just said you recruited a 6'9" guy, you recruited a 7'1" guy. I'm assuming the 7'1" guy probably isn't as fast as Carmani. So are we still going to see this?
We're going to see
Are we going to
this.
get this tempo?
I'm going to still play fast because that's the one thing that I learned that I've worked for some really good bosses. Coach Enfield, we played fast at Florida Gulf Coast, and we played with a lot of freedom. And that freedom and that pace with our speed was the difference of us making a run or not making a run.
Yep.
I think we can do the same. The 6'9", 245-pound kid from Florida Southwestern, he can run like a deer. And then the 7'1" kid doesn't run.
Did you play with him?
No. He came after.
The 7'1" kid can run. He's not a plotter. He's a skilled, he's like a European big. That's what he's like. He can shoot threes. He can pick and roll, pick and pop, and he can move well enough. So we can still run. Now the guys I brought in, Lyric Davis, Mason Bettinger at the wings, those two jokers, Lyric Davis runs like a deer. He's so fast. He gets from one end to the other, and it's as good as what we had at Drake. He reminds me of the wings that we had at Drake. That's who he reminds me of, his ability to defend and his ability to run. That's what he's like. So now we have some big wings that can defend and run to go with the guards. I've got a chance. Now we can run on misses. Last year I had to run on makes. This year we can run on misses, and you're even faster. That's the key.
Carmani, do you know about Dunk City?
He wasn't even alive.
Yes.
Do you know about this?
Yes, I know about that. He talked about it a couple times.
First 15
He started smiling right away.
First 15 seeds to the Sweet 16, and it wasn't a fluke. They were throwing lobs on a Georgetown team that had a number 3 pick on it, lobs on their heads.
All right, let's talk about something more
See how happy he
entertaining.
is?
Can we talk something more entertaining? Can you describe his sideline behavior? Can you describe it? I mean, this dude never stops.
Yeah, so
it's insane.
Describe it. I would say goofy. From my eyes, it looks goofy. It's goofy. It's goofy, serious, and
man, come on.
You just got to see the faces he makes. I wish I could do it, but the faces he makes,
you can't do it.
Nah, I can't.
You can't even do it justice.
But it's when you're in the game and somebody makes a mistake and you look at him, you got to smile a little bit because I don't know. But he's crazy though for sure. He's crazy.
So he's the head coach to you, but I hear at home with his wife, he's clearly the assistant.
Nah, he's
clearly the assistant.
Yeah, he's backup.
That's
he's the backup.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you got nothing at home.
I got nothing at home.
Right?
I have no chance.
She was an academic.
She was an academic. So this is what's beautiful is my wife and I met at Bowling Green. Okay. So she was an assistant AD, head of our academics at Bowling Green. I roped her into marrying me. I then moved to Ukraine to coach a team. She didn't get to come over because the club didn't pay for it. I then came back at Christmas and said, all right, this ain't going to work. All right, so I stayed. We then went to Colorado State. So she was in charge of their academics there, an assistant AD. And I'm like, I can't get a job out here. There's not enough schools. Not enough schools. And so then she took a job at Florida State. Thank God, because Leonard Hamilton was there, and Andy Enfield was there, Stan Jones was there, Corey Williams. So I got to go to their practice every day. I got that job at Florida Gulf Coast because we went there. And then she went to Florida Gulf Coast and did the same stuff. And I'm like, I go to every athletic department I ever worked for. She's always the smarter one of the group. What are you guys hiring me for? I was not winning at work at that time, and I was not winning at home. And then now she's out of it. because we got 4 kids. I got an 11-year-old, a 9-year-old. I got my man Morgan, who he's nuts. He's 7. He's 8. He just turned 8.
So you got your hands full here with 4.
And then I got a 5-year-old that's going to turn 6 here in a minute. And
They all crazy.
they're all nuts. They're nuts.
They around all the time?
They're right all the time.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old will watch your guys' show
Really?
because he's like
Into it already?
He's into it.
Is he?
Like he's into it. Like he's like asking me. So one of my college coaches is Chad Buchanan, who is the GM for the Pacers.
Yeah, I love Chad.
Chad's
Great
awesome.
dude.
So we're having a conversation yesterday at breakfast. He's like, "Who are we starting at point guard since Tyrese is out?" I'm like, "I don't work for the Pacers, man."
Let me text Chad.
Let me text Chad. So I text him. He said, "We got a bunch of guards out now."
TJ's out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's into it, and it's really neat because he gets to come on the bus. Like when I was an assistant for Coach DeVries let me bring him to practice. He would come to practice, and I think I told you this before media day at Indiana. Tucker DeVries treated my kids like gold. And that was the neat thing, seeing it come from another. And Coach let my sons come to practice and watch. And Avery was at that stage where he started to like it, and now he loves it. And he sits on the bench during games at home. As long as he does well at school and he doesn't mess up at home, he gets to sit on the bench. And it's a great deal, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, listen, it's great to see you guys. Great to have you on.
I appreciate
Make
it.
sure you tell your son, like, you're big time now. You're on the field of 68.
I'm on field of 68, man. Hey, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Great seeing.
Coming up next, we got Mark Prosser and Winthrop here on Big South Media Day.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight. This is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
Welcome back, Big South Media Day here, Johnson City, Tennessee, at the Carnegie Hotel. Rob Dauster, Jeff Goodman. We're joined by Dalen Berry and Mark Prosser from Winthrop. Are you ready for this 8 a.m. game that you're going to be playing on the opening day showcase? Are you fired up for this? Are you a morning guy?
Of course I'm fired up. I mean, it's the first game of the college season, so you got to be excited. I would say I'm a morning guy. I try to get up in the morning and get my stuff done early, so I don't think it'll be too much of an issue.
What about the rest of the team, though?
We'll be ready. Yeah, we'll be ready.
Good answer.
Doing any early practices to kind of get them going,
I think we'll have to at some point.
Yeah,
I think Dalen, he's right. I think he is a morning person. We have several that are not morning people, and on staff as well, probably. So yeah, we'll have to do a little bit, I think. But it'd be hard if you can't get fired up and ready to go, no matter what time that game is on the first game in college basketball. Then you're probably doing the wrong thing anyway.
So I went by Winthrop, 10 days ago, and sat down with Dalen and Coach Prosser, and I was blown away by Dalen. I mean that, like, sincerely. I have interviewed thousands and thousands and thousands of players. And this
You are old.
I am old.
He threw a lot of thousands on there, didn't he? A couple extra thousands.
But like how honest Dalen was and I want you to tell this story. I want you to tell the story that you told me about
I know exactly what you're talking
Charlotte.
about. Okay.
When you were at Charlotte, you were playing early in the season, and then Coach Sanchez came up to you.
Coach Fern.
Mid-season,
Mm-hmm.
and basically said, Coach Fern, sorry, and said, hey, listen, you know what, it's not going to work out. We're not going to play you. And how you reacted was incredibly mature, about as mature. We both, I think, looked at each other and we were like,
I hadn't heard that story either.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell that story if you can.
So, I mean, basically, my last year at Charlotte, I was playing non-conference games in the rotation. I played a couple conference games to start off, Wasn't really playing that well, I would say. Well, obviously. So me and Coach Fern had a conversation, and Coach Fern has always been honest with me. I've always been honest with him. That's one thing I really appreciate about Coach Fern is his honesty. He just pretty much told me that I was pretty much done playing for the rest of the year because I wasn't playing with confidence, and he didn't want me to make myself look bad because he believed in me, and I couldn't do anything but respect that because I didn't really think I was playing well either. And I would say confidence was a main reason, but also wanting to be like perfect was another reason. And obviously when you try to do something and you're trying to be perfect, you'll never be perfect. So I mean, hearing that, the only thing I could do was become a better version of myself and find other ways to like have my games, which obviously practice, getting better on my own time, watching film, just doing a lot more little things, and get to really learn basketball in a different lens because, playing and then being told that you're not going to play. I personally feel like that's better than playing and then not playing but not knowing why you're not playing. So I appreciated that conversation.
Yeah. So you said it was a lack of confidence, right? Something like you just kind of – well, how did you get that back? Because, I mean, you're here. We got your preseason second team all Big South. Like, there's obviously a reason why you're at Winthrop now, right? People know that you can play. How did you get that confidence back?
I promised myself the reason why I would never play in a game again was because of my own confidence. Obviously, the work that you put in is going to be the result that you get out. So just put your head down, go to work, and don't let myself be the reason why I'm not playing. If I'm going to try and go out there and do everything I can. If it doesn't work out, then I can't be mad at nobody else.
Did you know he had this in him before we talked? Because I just, again, I know maybe I'm crazy. I'm just blown away by it.
It's amazing because you don't hear stories like that, right? Everybody wants to catch kids doing things wrong, and people don't want to catch kids doing things right, or hearing stories like that, or celebrating stuff like that, and getting to know student athletes when everything is about student athletes and can have a negative connotation to it about transfers and NIL and all this. Like these stories and Dalen's story and his honesty. I mean, where do you hear stuff like that? Where do you hear stories like that? And so I was like you, and the first time we had that conversation, like I didn't know that, and then didn't even hear it tell it now, and what the response is, right? And to hear the response and to respond the right way, it's just so impressive. It says so much about who he is and his family, and again, like Tuesday, where from that point to the body of work that he has in the Big South in the last couple of years, very easily could have been a first-team All-League player, preseason first-team All-League player as well. Just really impressive, and appreciate it.
It's the self-awareness.
Yeah, well, and you feel good now. You're like, holy crap, I got this dude that totally gets.
No, he's got us.
So
we don't have. He's got us.
Yeah,
he's been terrific.
Because again, you lost a lot. You lost a lot from last year's team that was really good. And sometimes as a coach, you still wonder, right? Like, you're recruiting all these dudes. I know he can play, but, like, I don't know. I think I know what type of kid he is, but when you hear it, it makes you feel better.
And I think, we try to do, and I'm sure everybody does it. I mean, everybody says they do it. I think everybody does it a little bit differently. But when you are going through the portal, of making sure you get to know the total student athlete and understanding that, we had a background with Dalen a little bit. We have several guys that are on our roster right now that maybe they started someplace else that we had recruited before, they had visited before. And so, you can sort of build that way and understand that while you do have new players, you have several guys in the locker room that were there last year. And you have a responsibility to those players to make sure you're bringing in good people, and understand that at Winthrop there's it's a championship tradition. If you don't hang banners, then you feel like you didn't finish the way you were supposed to. And so, and for that culture, that understanding to be passed on to the new guys, but if you do that with good people and talented players that fit how we play and how we play is unique, then I think special things can happen. And when you add special people to that, it's a really, really cool experience.
You mentioned that you lost a lot. What I think is really interesting about your team specifically is I think you lost your top 6 scorers, but 5 of them were because of eligibility. It wasn't like you got rated in the portal. Mm-hmm. And the guys that graduated, they were here 2, 3, 4. One of them was here for 5 years.
Sure. Yeah.
You've been able to develop that retention and that roster turnover and keeping the best players at Winthrop. Like how? Maybe you don't want to give the blueprint away while everyone else in the Big South is watching, but
I don't think it's anything that's cryptic. I think we have unbelievable tradition. We have a great location. Rock Hill, South Carolina is an awesome place to live and I think to go to college. I think our kids are treated in a first-class way when they get on campus, and so we're trying to give them the best student-athlete experience that we can. And so we have been fortunate. We've been fortunate, but it's been fun, sort of in a refreshing sort of way to have a group of players that we may have been coached against that know how we play, but it's been an exercise in patience to, we have been fortunate. It's like this point in practice, those guys have been like, oh my God, we have to do this again because they knew it. The 3, 4, 5. Mike Anuma was a 6-year player for us a couple years ago, and it's like you try to do the same drill and be like, I've been doing this drill for 6 years from when Kels was there. We have a lot of similarities in what we do still, and so it's been sort of fun and made us be a little bit more patient as coaches and say, all right, well, maybe it doesn't look how we want it to look now, but we want to be playing our best basketball. My father used to say it all the time in late January, February, and March, and I feel like we did that last year, and that's what we're building towards this year.
How's Kareem doing?
Kareem's doing great. Kareem,
he was fun too, man.
He's doing good. He had some good practices once you left. He's still having good practices. So,
what's the biggest key you think for Kareem this year? Because again, we talked a little bit, all of us, and it was kind of for him a little bit getting his confidence back. Right? He had a tough year last year at Duquesne. Thought it was going to be this incredible season, and his role was diminished a little bit in terms of maybe not having the freedom. What's the biggest thing that you're kind of trying to help him with as you go through this?
Just reminding Kareem every day that we depended on him, that he will be needed. Whatever he went through at his previous schools, or he felt that he went through it, we're going to try everything we can not to allow that to happen again. He's somewhere new. He's very dependent on, and he's going to have a great season.
It's fun to watch, because as much as we're really methodical in how we recruit and who we recruit, it's like recruiting to a system and a fit, right? And Dalen fits so well into how we play, and Kareem does as well.
Why?
And I think
go to him first.
And as those guys continue to grow as players too, we play 4 out, we play out of ball screens, we play out of reads, and all 4 perimeter players have to be able to have a similar skill set that fits them all and hopefully prepares them for professional basketball as well, because it happens, everybody plays that way. A lot of people play that way, and so to see them develop and to see them develop in our system, be able to play out of ball screens, to make reads out of ball screens, to be the reader or to be the read. And if you are the read, can you make that play? And, I think it's asking guys to develop the total skill set and seeing that, from Kareem and seeing that from Dalen and seeing them grow into that. And they have it already, which is why they're here. But to see that comfort level come with seeing it work. And we have the opportunity to have a scrimmage against somebody that's in a different jersey this weekend that well, but it's somebody in a different jersey this weekend that now there's a different buy-in when it happens, when it actually works, and it's like, oh my God, what they said actually works with somebody else, and because it doesn't work, because everybody, when you're playing against each other, everybody knows your plays, right? It doesn't really work, so it's like, all right, well, this may work, and now the buy-in is different, and that complete development as a player, hopefully, there becomes more buy-in from there as well.
Are you excited to play against somebody that's not wearing a Winthrop jersey now?
Definitely.
So much, right?
It's been a long time coming, it seems like, definitely.
All right, so let me ask you this then. Of the players on the roster now, I believe you have 9 new guys, right? Who is the guy that is the biggest pain in the ass to play against?
I thought he was going to stop before he said to play against. I was like, how much time do you have?
To play against, I would say Logan Duncombe.
Logan.
He's inside presence. Pretty much gets to where he wants to when he catches the ball on the block.
Yeah, actually,
offensive rebounding machine.
Yeah.
So I would say to play against
big boy.
It's pretty painful.
And I'll say, I think he's somebody that around here, throughout media day, nobody knows. He was, as much as, he hadn't played a lot, but he was a top 100 recruit. I mean, the kid started at Indiana. And then, he's been sort of, working, hit some injuries and things like that along the way. But, it's sort of nice because I think he's been a little bit overlooked. And we've had some success with guys around the rim. And he's sort of, waited in the wings and played that role behind KT a little bit last year. And, can step into that without putting pressure on him. But Talford and DJ Burns and some of the kids we had at Western Carolina have a long-standing tradition of all-league players that have come from that position. And I don't think anybody that's sitting behind us really knows much about him right now, and we're looking forward to them learning about him.
So it's actually interesting that you say that because the way last season ended, right? You guys had a 15-point lead on High Point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate you reminding me that. I threw that a couple times today. That's awesome.
But no, what's interesting about it is like you're going to have those scars, right? Winthrop fans are going to have those scars.
Yeah.
But you got a team and a program coming in where the majority of the guys on that roster, like they'll have heard about it. I'm sure they're probably going to hear you say something about it, but like they didn't, like Dalen didn't go through that loss. So like how does that, a lot of times that will hang over a program when you have 8, 9, 10 guys that went through that.
Sure.
But you don't like he doesn't have that kind of like memory.
Yeah, I think part of the reason you come to Winthrop is to play in games like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a culture of playing in championship games. I think we've been really fortunate over the last 25 years through a lot of really good players and really good coaches well before us being here, and so we stand on their shoulders a little bit and understand that no matter who it is, we expect to play in that game. No matter when it is, we expect to play in that game, and so we also expect to have a different result. And we've lost in the championship game 2 of the last 4 years, and it's frustrating, but we can't, not something that we can dwell on. It's a totally different team. The league is totally different. It's a new set of challenges, and those 3 days are a blur. Any conference tournament, like you play 3 games, it was like daylight savings. So we played like the night game before, and then all of a sudden it was like 11 a.m. the next morning. Like, who are we playing again? It just comes so fast, and from one team to the next, and so. It's still in the back of our minds, obviously. We felt like we were in a position to maybe do something really special, but it didn't work out, and they played well down the stretch. And we look forward to the opportunity to be given 10 minutes again to do something really special.
All right, last one I got for you.
Please.
A little off topic here.
Literally anything.
Tell me the story of when you took a visit as a high school player to Xavier, and you were hosted by Pat Kelsey. And your dad was the head coach.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't nearly a good enough player to be going to Xavier to visit, but it was like Kels was such a good dude. He was like, willing to be like my visit host and make it look like I was a priority. Which, trust me, and Dalen knows this from being like I was not a priority. And so, but it was a lot of fun. And you know how back in the day the visits were you couldn't talk about the visits. I'm kidding. No, but it was a really good time. Kels did a good job, and maybe he didn't do a good job because I didn't go there, so he didn't finish the job as a he didn't do a good job as a visit host. So he was 0 for 1 on that one. Yeah. So, but great time.
He couldn't get it done.
Yeah. I mean, he's recruiting everybody now, but he couldn't get the coach's kid to go play for Xavier. I mean, what are we doing?
He's not a closer.
He's just not. That's
not.
Bottom line.
Not a closer. Listen, great to see you guys. You'll be seeing Goodman at 8 a.m.
Can't
you
wait.
Be seeing me. I'll be up in
fired up.
Crazy. Beautiful Sioux Falls. 8 a.m. The first game of the college basketball season. The Winthrop Eagles will be taking on Queens on the field of 68. More from Big South Media Day. We got High Point coming up next.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day. Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night, with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Welcome back to Big South Media Day. We just heard from Winthrop, who's going to be the opening game in Rock Hill for the opening day showcase on the field of 68. And now we're joined by High Point, who's going to be the nightcap in Rock Hill. We'll have another game in Sioux Falls afterwards. But you guys decided that you wanted to spend an entire day with Goodman.
That's why we
did. To be
it.
on the field of 68, huh?
That's really the only reason we're doing it, and we couldn't be more excited.
I'm psyched that you guys did it because you didn't have to.
Yeah.
And I give both you and Furman credit because you're both dangerous. You're both really good programs, and to play each other. Listen, we're We're grateful. We're grateful that we got a game like that at night, which is going to be a big boy game.
Yep.
And, be able to spotlight High Point and what you guys have done and you taking over, it's been kind of cool to see because did you know 10 years ago, this dude was an AAU coach?
Oh,
did you know that?
He told me.
How about that?
Yeah, I didn't even know I wanted to coach college basketball until
Really?
the day I really knew that this was going to be what I was a graduate assistant for 2 years. Was fortunate to be promoted. Still didn't know that this was something I really wanted to do long term. I liked it, but my first scout was Nebraska on the road at SUU, and we pulled that thing out in double overtime, and I was like, this is going to be easy. It hasn't been that easy, but that wrote me in though.
What's it been like? What's been the biggest adjustment? Has there even been one so far? Because you haven't coached a game yet. You're an assistant under Alan Huss. Alan leaves. It's late in the summer. I'm hearing about all the, hey, Alan might go to Creighton and be the coach in waiting for Greg McDermott when he retires. You're hearing it too, I know. And you get this opportunity. What's been the biggest adjustment so far?
I would say just the biggest adjustment moving a chair over is the amount of people you're responsible for, never really being able to check out, always worried about your players at another level, always worried about your staff at another level. You're never fully relaxed, I would say. But I do feel like, and I think both of my bosses, Todd Simon and Alan Huss, would say that I was all in as an assistant. Now that I'm a head coach, I realized, okay, I kind of feel the same. I felt the same investment in the program when I was an assistant that I do now. So that part really hasn't changed.
So you started your basketball career playing for Tim Miles, our friend Tim Miles.
Sad.
And you couldn't even make it more than 2 years playing for Tim.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, it's more me not being good enough. I worked my butt off and turned myself into a decent player, but at that time, when Coach Miles recruited me, we only had 8 scholarship players that season, and it wasn't the portal era where you could just go figure things out. I was on my way to prep school, and I had a really good summer. And they kind of came in and said, hey, come right now. So I kind of just went. And really I learned a lot. I mean, there's other great coaches on that staff, Craig Smith, Nico Medved. I mean, there's some
great staff.
DeMarlo Slocum recruited me, great assistant coach, will be a head coach soon. So that was great to learn from those guys. But if I could have played, I had no problems with Coach Miles. It was more my ability to help him win games.
We have problems.
We'll blame it on Miles.
Yeah, we'll blame it on Miles. But what is interesting is that you played at 3 different schools in an era when people didn't play at 3 different schools.
Yeah.
And now we're in this portal era. As you're advising guys like Owen, who has gone to a couple of different programs, what do you look for when you're looking for a transfer, and what do you advise some of these guys when they are deciding to make that move to enter the portal?
I think the journeyman career, even the overseas career of 8 different teams, it gives you a nice perspective to be at the Mountain West level, be at the Sun Belt level, and then be at the NAIA level. And then I would say each time I transferred was a little different. Like when I was at Troy, everything was great, but I had serious injuries. I had multiple surgeries in my redshirt year, tried to play, but now you're looking at, okay, you got 1 season left of college basketball. I just want to play ball. And that, I kind of had some ideas sprouted back then when I went to NAIA, because at that time you could transfer only once and play right away. You had this red shirt, but if you transferred a second time, even if you were transferring down to Division II, you had to sit out again. So if you were a 2-time transfer back then, you had to go NAIA. The talent that was in that league and in the Mid-South Conference was unreal. I mean, a guy who was LA City Player of the Year, Tyrone Shelley, who went to San Diego State, was coming off the bench for one of those teams. And that's when I looked at those guys, I said, man, the good players here are better than the bench players at Troy. Why aren't they trying to get some of these guys? And so just seeing that there's talent everywhere, those kind of perspectives, I think has helped me build rosters.
So when you came out of the JUCO ranks, went to Liberty, we had you last year in the field of 68 with Charleston and FAU at Liberty. Now you're at High Point.
Yep.
What went into the decision to transfer to High Point?
When I put my name on the portal, I was sure I wanted running back to the tournament. I talked with Flynn. I thought he was a winner. I'm a winner too, so it was kind of like an easy decision. And then whenever you see the High Point campus, you can tell why.
Did you go there first and
Yeah.
then you committed?
Yeah.
Because I've been there.
Yeah.
That campus is insane.
Nice,
Like,
yeah.
I'll put that campus up against almost any campus in
Oh, for
America.
sure.
Forget level, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did it blow you away? Like,
Yeah, after seeing that, it was kind of like an easy decision.
So you're from Madrid, correct?
Yep,
You're
correct.
native of Spain. Are you a Real fan?
No.
No?
Barcelona.
You're a Barcelona fan? Fair enough. Yo puedo hablar un poquito español. Can you help me out with something?
Got you.
Mi amigo aquí no estás inteligente. No puedo usar la perilla de la puerta. Can you translate that for me?
You couldn't open the door?
He doesn't know how to he doesn't.
what did you say? Couldn't open the door?
Don't know how to work a doorknob.
Unbelievable. This dude, man. This dude, I'm going to fire him when this is over. That's all I know. What's been the biggest difference in your game now? From learning from under Richie last year, first year in Division I, coming here now, what's the one thing that you said to yourself, like, all right, I learned this, I got to bring this to High Point?
I feel like I had great teammates last year that teach me how to be a leader, so I'm trying to do this year.
Be more of a leader.
Yeah.
Be more vocal.
Yeah.
How's he doing with that?
I mean, look, we did a team survey. I said list your team captains 1 through 3. You can list 1, you can list 3, put them in order. All 19 players on our team voted for him.
Really?
You know, he's just a humble leader. Shows up every day. I mean, that's what really stood out to me when I saw his film, and I knew I really wanted him. Was like the stat sheet is fine, it's good, but his impact on the game, his impact on winning is great.
When we saw him, I'm like, this dude plays so damn hard.
Yeah.
Plays the right way, makes people better too from a position that you don't always see that.
100% bringing the ball up the floor at the 5 position. You know, and then their defense. A lot of credit to their coaching staff, but he had a great impact on the 17th raw defense in the country, Ken Palm, last season. And you know, that's something that just he's bringing to practice right now. When guys see their leader wanting to lead with defense, they respect that.
Well, what I think is really interesting about that is you have 2 guys that are preseason first team all Big South players, and Owen is not one of them, and he is the guy that you opted to bring immediately. I mean, I think that says something about the way that they view you, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, I feel like I accepted my role like a couple years ago, and I really enjoy like doing that dirty work. So I'm just trying to help my team get the win.
My man here won't stop smiling. I'm shocked that he's not smiling more. He's a huge Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
Huge Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
And he, like come on.
Were we a Brewers fan or what?
Phillies.
Oh, Phillies. Sorry. I'm
Get
sorry.
rid of them.
I'm sorry.
You know?
Well, you know, I can't focus on it as much as I want now. I'm watching practice film, making sure we got the stats
That
right.
is a lie.
Who are you
You
kidding?
know,
You don't
You're
even
watching.
I'm not. Yeah,
We're all
but
friends here, Flynn. We're all friends.
I'm
here.
just. He could tell you the play-by-play. Yesterday was me watching the game on the phone, and also where are the stats? What is this? What is that? Kind of at the same time
Which
instead
is more
of.
important right now.
Yes.
Right now to him, Dodgers or film.
Film. Well, he got 2 phones. He got 2 phones. He got one here, one here.
His paycheck's okay now.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. You lost so much from last year. A lot of people would look at High Point and be like, man, it's going to be a major rebuild. But the one thing, we talked about this, us, me, you, the one thing that High Point has, unbelievable resources. And you don't shy away from them. You don't shy away. Like, we got those resources. I love being here. This is as good a mid-major job maybe as there is in the entire country because they are behind you financially. Like you said, you've got good players, you've got culture, all that.
100%. I mean, it starts with our president, Nito Kubane, voted best-run university in the country by Princeton Review 2 years running. You know, that says enough right there. The investment in our program has been fantastic. What we try to do every day is work like we have nothing, even though we have everything. Everybody says those sorts of things. I've said this a few times today. We have Shot Tracker. 63 schools in the country have Shot Tracker. You know, last week we were #1 in the country in shots taken. Every single week
Really?
Oh, it's very common. Now I don't want to take credit for that. Like, this is what Coach Huss brought over, and I helped drive that as his associate, and I've just kept it going. But I also tell these guys we better be #1 in the country in shots taken because there's 8 other schools in this league that don't have Shot Tracker that would love to be having something like that. So we need to work like we don't have it, and they've done a great job with that so far.
I'm gonna say shout out to my boy Kaysen. He's a freshman and he's always like in the top 3, the most shots taken. So
as a freshman,
yeah,
pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you as a freshman,
Nah,
you
I
weren't
wasn't
top
there.
3 in JUCO, right?
Nah, but he's been great. I feel like coach has a tough job this year because we got really freshmen that can't really play. Yeah. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. The guy that I'm most interested in hearing about is Cam Fletcher. So for people that are watching, Cam Fletcher was a guy that was, I want to say, like a top 30,
top 50.
Yeah, like he was a 4, like a high.
He was a 5-star.
Yeah, a good, 5-star. Started at Kentucky, injuries, Florida State injuries, Xavier injuries. Hasn't been able to stay healthy. I believe it's year 6 for him. What can we see out of him? Because I think there's a level of talent there.
Yeah.
When he's right, like he's a difference maker.
Well, you hit it on the head. I mean, the talent is unbelievable. I would say I've coached some very talented players over the last few years, some multiple first-team All-League guys. I mean, he's got to be the most talented in just terms of his abilities. He was not injured last year. They were slow playing him back, getting him healthy at Xavier, and they did a fantastic job. He just was getting back from his injury. Now, the year prior at Florida State, he started. He started their first 12 games and averaged about 12 and 7. This is a guy who if he can just keep doing what he's doing, is going to be fantastic. He is going to have a great season. You know, he's just very skilled. He can shoot. He's obviously a freaky athlete. He can rebound. He can guard all 5 positions. He's a high major starter level talent. As long as we can just keep him healthy, and he's been healthy, been great. So,
Rob Martin comes over from SEMO, first team Ohio Valley Conference guy. Maybe explain what type of player he is for this team.
He's one of the leaders. He's great. Sometimes he's too fast for me, so I'm trying to set the screen and then seal, but he's too fast. But no, for sure, he's a great teammate, and I really feel like he's going to have a great year this year.
Huge pickup for you guys.
Rob,
in the portal.
Absolute stud.
Yeah.
You know, if you watched our games the last couple of years, Keza Jiffa was an unbelievably lightning quick point guard. I never thought I would just have somebody faster. I don't think anyone who was on the team last year would debate this kid Rob is even quicker. It's really remarkable to see the kid not only average 15 points a game, but led his conference in assist to turnover at 3.5 to 1. I love our point guard situation. Conrad Martinez, who came over from Arizona, is a very, very good point guard. Yeah. I mean, he got minutes against Duke in the Sweet 16 and made a shot. That's, you know, we know that's hard to even get out there and do that. That kid has been fantastic in practice also, so I feel great about our point guard position.
So we're not allowed to say mid-major top 25 anymore, so we do a non-Power 5 list of 25 teams in order of goodness. And you guys were number 4 on our list of non-Power 5 teams that are listed in order of goodness.
Who did this?
It was Sean Paul.
Sean
and
Paul.
Rocco.
We're going to blame Sean Paul and Rocco Miller for not putting it 1.
But,
you don't want to be 1?
Honestly, I'm surprised at all the, like you said, we lost so much. I'm a new head coach. Really, I mean, it's just a respect for High Point University and the organization that we have. But surprised a little bit, but we've got talented pieces. I mean, it's undeniable that these are talented pieces. If they hired a guy that
Rocco had heard of, they would have been number 1. That's the problem.
I like how you embrace it, though, because some people would kind of shy away from it. We don't want that.
I mean, really, my thought process is like the reality is we're dealing with agents, and agents are going to tell you the players that they think you can get, and so I want them to know what players we can get. Like, I don't want you to think. Yeah, and I also want to. I don't want to be. You know, when I was at SUU, we had a little less, and we had to make more with less. And you've talked to a lot of great coaches today.
I've been there.
A lot of coaches in this league are doing more with less. Yeah. You know, I want High Point University to. I want people to know like this is a great place to be, not only as a player but as a student. So, I don't want to be the guy acting like, I'm this fantastic recruiter is doing everything. Yeah. Like, I know how to put a team together. Yep. That's obvious. Yep. But there's a lot of people that do. But just being at High Point has just made it's expedited this process to where we won year 1. And Coach Huss built a lot of it. It wasn't just men's basketball was the last thing to win at High Point. You know, we have top 25 educational programs in multiple fields. We have the top 10 nicest campus in the country. We've got top 10 dining. You can just run down the list. Right, every single sport. He is eating. He's eating in a 5-star steakhouse with his meal swipes.
Like filet mignon for dinner.
That's not exaggeration.
Seriously,
I mean, literally. We have 3 5-star restaurants. One's a steakhouse with filet mignon, whatever you want, a 3-course meal. Another one is a full hibachi, and then the third one is in our arena in a 5-star hotel that is in our arena. Is that hotel the nicest you've ever stayed in?
Yes.
It's in our arena. So
nice.
you bring guys on campus for a visit and you put them in there. I mean,
You know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just fortunate, man.
Easy
I'm
sell.
Yep.
Easy sell.
Yep.
Right?
All right, listen, Flynn, Owen, it's great to see you guys. We'll see you November 3rd, 6:30. They're taking on Furman in Rock Hill, South Carolina. The 5th of 6 games on the Field of 68 opening day showcase. Coming up next when we get back, we have Jeremy Luther and Gardner-Webb.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have his story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight. This is your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is trending.
Welcome back to Field of 68's coverage of Big South Media Day here in Johnson City, Tennessee, at the Carnegie Hotel. Rob Dauster, Jeff Goodman. We're joined by Gardner-Webb's Jeremy Luther and Ace Talbert. Gentlemen, it's great to see you, man. How we doing?
Awesome, man. Thanks for having us.
It's great to be here. Great to be here, and you know we've talked to a lot of coaches, a lot of players so far, and you know I think the one thing with this league, obviously we know High Point's got the resources, right? That's clear. We just talked to Flynn Clayman, and he leaned into it.
Yeah.
He didn't shy away from it. How do you guys get to a point where you're competing for one of these spots in the top of the league this year?
You got a check you want to write me for some money? Yeah.
No, I spent that all on my house in Charleston.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I think this day and age, it's changed so much. You guys know it. You're doing this every day of the week with higher levels than you know here in the Big South. It's you don't know what you get from year to year. You know, 5 years ago you had your guys like Ace for 4 or 5 years. Now you don't. It's 6 or 7 months. It's trying to convince those guys that they've got it better here if they stay, and trying to get some continuity. What we're trying to do at Gardner-Webb is we're trying to get resources to retain. We're never going to be able to get resources to outbid Radford, High Point, Longwood, Winthrop, all the teams that pay. Don't let those guys sit here and tell you in this chair that they don't pay, they don't buy. They all want to say, oh, I'm such a good coach, I've got such a good team. You got money.
Yep.
We don't.
Sure.
So you got Charleston Southern, you got Presbyterian, and Gardner-Webb. We have zero.
It's the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, and that's fine. It is what it is, and we're not saying that, you know, we can't do it, but let's face reality. So we're trying to get some resources, hopefully, to retain. And a guy like Ace, he has a good year, which he's going to have a good year at the end of the year. I'd rather stay for X amount because they believed in me, and then that year 2 they can be even better.
Ace, you're transferring in from St. Francis, where you averaged double figures this past season. What are you expecting out of the Big South, and what was it that attracted you to Gardner-Webb?
I'm expecting nothing short of great competition from players and coaches in the Big South. I've heard nothing but great things about this league since I've became a running Bulldog. But what attracted me to come to Gardner-Webb was the man to my right here. The first conversation I had with him, it wasn't about basketball, it wasn't about shooting hoops, it was about Ace, the individual. And he made me feel like, this is the place I could really come to and develop and grow off the court and on the court. So that was really the main focal point for me.
So you got Jacob Hudson back.
Yep. Colin Hawkins back.
They always say, right, what's the biggest jump?
Yep.
Freshman to sophomore.
Yeah.
Where are these guys going to make a big jump?
They had good summers. Colin got hurt the last 8 or 9 games of league play, and then Jacob actually kind of came on a little bit. So they did what they were supposed to do this summer, They had good jumps. Now you're trying to steer away from that sophomore slump, But we've been able to put some kids around them that I think they're going to help them with more success. I mean, you saw us down in Charleston last year.
Yeah.
We were athletic for this level. We were big for this level.
Yep.
We were old for this level. I had a 26-year-old guy on my team. I had a bunch of 5th and 6th-year kids. But we weren't skilled. Couldn't shoot. Couldn't pass.
You got to have
dribble.
a mix.
We had none of that. That's got the job and then tried to fill a roster, and we didn't. So we really focused on getting more skilled kids, and we were able to do that. Obviously the league doesn't think so with the preseason coming out today, and the other coaches don't think. Which again, we're low major. That's who we are. It doesn't matter.
These polls these days.
It does piss you. It does make you mad.
Sure.
You
can say
of course.
Okay. We're on YouTube, Coach.
Okay. Well, it pisses the heck out of me because I'm a competitor. And if you put me in a room, I'm going to beat your face in. That's just who I am. That's what I do. And they don't know who we got. We're low major. Nobody knows. I mean, everybody knows High Point's got $2 million, and you got Radford with $1 million. And you got all these other. But are those players any good? I talked to Takeo Siddle, who played for us. I talked to Tim Kraft. I said, what's a $250,000 player? I mean, you guys have seen them. And they're telling me, well, it's the same kid we always got, but now we're having to freaking buy them. So they're not getting them. So I don't know. I think our roster's good.
Yep.
And 5 years ago when we won the league, this is just as talented of a roster as I had 5 years ago. But again, we rolled out there. Is eighth worth 250? I hope in the spring you're worth 250, and I'll ask Jeff and these guys if they can help play in our golf tournament to get you 250. But I mean, you are what you are. So
you got to start raising some money for him now.
He's talking about the talent on the roster. You have, I believe it's 8 new guys, correct?
11.
11 new guys.
Yeah.
So, 8 transfers coming in.
Yes.
A couple D1s, couple non-D1s, 3 JUCOs. Who's impressed you? Who have you watched so far in the summer and the fall where you said, oh, okay, like we might have something here, Coach?
Guys
besides Ace.
Guys like Jacob Hogarth, DJ Jefferson, Curtis Williams. Those 3 guys have impressed me a lot. Just getting to know them as a person and seeing what they do on the floor. Like DJ is one of the most athletic people I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Could put his head in the rim.
It's nice for a point guard, right? Just got to throw it to the square and he'll go get it for you.
Yeah, he'll go get it. Just throw it up, he'll go get it. Curtis Williams and Hogarth also bring, immense strength to our team in terms of driving the basketball, footwork in the post, playmaking. I mean, these guys are going to be really good for us.
All right, you want to see me have a little fun?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So tell me, who's Rocco?
Okay, Rocco. If Tim
Tim Kraft.
Tim Kraft.
His guy.
So my guy, grew up together. So Rocco's this guy that comes out on our family vacations. So Tim and I, our families were super close, take vacations. So Rocco just mysteriously appears in a mask, a skin-tight mask, and he usually wears the undergarments of his wife or his best friend, Coach, her undergarments.
Good thing we don't have a picture of Rocco.
Yeah, and he just I got a picture on my phone. And you randomly just come out during vacation with the mask on, so you can basically do whatever you want to do because you have the mask on.
Okay.
So all the kids,
nobody knows.
the 7 kids that are there, they know it's you, but they don't know it's you because you have the mask on and you have underwear of your wife just run around the beach or the beach house or the lake house or whatever house it is. So they all just mysteriously wait for Rocco.
It's you.
Well, they do, but the mask is on. So, right? That's my guy, Rocco. And then I just go and take the mask off, put my clothes back on, and there's no more Rocco.
Ace is sitting here right now like, what did I just get
myself? I hope I never meet Rocco.
There you go. There you go. Me
never
either.
see Rocco.
So Rocco can't come at halftime?
Nah.
Just roll in the locker room? We have a booster in our at Gardner-Webb that gave us his lake house. And so you come down these huge stairs to the lake house onto this boat ramp, a boat dock, and on the top of the boat dock you dive off into the lake. And so the whole staff, not the team, but the whole staff and all the kids and families are there. And Rocco came down in his wife's underwear with the mask on, coming down the stairs. And they started freaking out, right? And I just run straight to the edge, dive off, right in the lake, swam, came back out 5 minutes later with no mask on, and Rocco was gone.
Rocco.
You can do anything you want to do when you're Rocco. When you're not Rocco, you can't do anything.
I would like to see Rob be Rocco for a little while.
Just that's the older you get with
so
kids.
bad for your wife.
Oh,
She's probably like,
They
how
love
come I keep losing underwear? Why do I have to buy so much?
Just
underwear?
stretched out. My underwear gets stretched out.
All right, last one I got for you.
I was not expecting that.
Nobody was. He might know this. Famous nasty hoodie that you have?
Oh.
Is this, yes?
I don't know if he knows about it. So I go to the YMCA at 5 a.m. every morning, get my workout in, and I wear the same hoodie, and I've worn the same hoodie for about 6 years, every single day. I wear it, work out in it, go home. My wife, I wash it, wear it the next day. So it's just a Gardner-Webb that's every single day for the last 5 years. Same one.
At least you wash it.
I know, right?
I mean, that's fine.
And at the Y, you don't want people coming talking to you when you're working out. You want to get your workout in. Stay away from me. We got beat. We're not very good. Here's my stinky sweatshirt. I'm good to go.
We find our next, when Luther gets fired eventually, hopefully it's 10, 20 years down the road, we find our next host.
I'm in there.
For Field of 68.
I'm in there.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as there's no Rocco.
But this is the thing you got to remember. With the mask on, you're
You can be
Rocco.
whoever you want.
You be whatever you want to
you can
be.
be
It's the
whatever you
joy in life. If you want to be a dude that wears your wife's underwear in public, then that's what you are, right?
I may try this. Maybe not with my wife's underwear.
No,
I'm not wearing my wife's underwear, but I may try to be Rocco.
And then when you take it off, it just goes and nobody remembers. Ulterior life.
Right now, he's just going,
what did I get myself into?
Gardner-Webb?
I had no clue of
If he
Rocco
had told
at
you
all.
this, if he had told you about Rocco while he was recruiting you,
OD,
would you have come to Gardner-Webb?
I would stay far away.
No, we got a better relationship than that. Old guys have fun in mysterious ways, man. We got to spice it up.
Love it.
Last thing I got for you.
I don't even know where to go.
I don't even know where to go.
Just Rocco.
Spence Sims. Talk to me about Spence Sims.
Yeah, so Spence was at Alabama, got to the Elite Eight. He was a redshirt. He can really shoot the basketball. He's super skilled, but he hasn't done it at our level. Just like, so Ace is the only guy that we have on the roster that's done it. DJ Jefferson, who was at Tennessee, he was at Longwood. He's really, really good and really talented for the Big South, but hasn't done it. Curtis Williams, 6'8", Northwest Florida State. Really good. He plays the 1, 2, 3, 4. Hasn't done it. JUCO kid. Sometimes those JUCO kids, you say something to them, and it's like the Scooby-Doo commercials where their eyes are just kind of, gotcha. You ain't got it. So it takes them a while. And then you got Ace and who else am I leaving out? Oh, Jacob Hogarth, Iona.
Yeah.
He's a big kid.
Gonna be
You're
good, right?
going to see him. He's big. He's going to put up numbers, and everybody's going to try to buy him next year. It is what it is, but he's a good player. So I like our roster. I think by the January, February, I think we got a chance to be really good. I'm the oldest coach in the league. I've been in the league the longest. I've seen all of Mike's teams and Mark's teams and Pat Kelsey's teams. You name them. I've seen what it takes to win this league, and I think we're close. We'll see how it goes if I don't screw it up with Rocco.
Hey, how far is Gardner-Webb from Charleston?
We're about 3 hours.
Okay. I'm going to get down there.
Yeah,
at some point. I'm going to get
Come on
down.
down.
There this year.
Me and Rocco will take you out.
No, I don't want to see Rocco. I got no desire to see Rocco.
Rocco, listen, it's great to see you guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us. And thank you for putting the visual in my head.
There you go, Rocco.
Running around in your
So that ESPN wildcard game, when you see it, just imagine Rocco, man.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, when we have the 6 a.m. game, we're going to do a full marathon next year. 6 a.m., you're coaching as Rocco.
I'm in. I'm in. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Coming up next, we're closing out Big South Media Day. Zach Chu in Radford.
The college basketball season will begin right here on the Field of 68. At 8 a.m. on November 3rd, we will be tipping off the inaugural Field of 68 opening day marathon. 15 hours of nonstop basketball. It will begin in Rock Hill, presented by our friends at Visit York County. Plan your itinerary today at visityorkcounty.com. Winthrop will face off with Queens in the opener, followed by Bradley taking on St. Bonaventure. Then we head out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be presented by Sanford Sports, who is changing the way people play and making sports accessible and fun for all. Murray State gets Omaha at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Drake taking on Northern Arizona in the second game in Sioux Falls. Then it's back to Rock Hill for a showdown between Furman and High Point, with Merrimack taking on South Dakota State in Sioux Falls in the nightcap. Tickets for all 6 games are on sale now at the links in the description below. Field of 68 opening day.
story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your game, your moment, your rule. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
Do you need your fix of college basketball analysis at the end of every night during the season? If you crave instant reactions and informed breakdowns, make sure you tune into the Field of 68 After Dark every night with access to the biggest stars in the sport and a cast of characters that includes the likes of Tyler Hansborough, Randolph Childress, John Fanta, John Henson, Terrence Oglesby, Jarrell McNeil, and many, many more. The Field of 68 After Dark is where college basketball happens.
Well, welcome back. Big South Media Day. We are closing things out here in Johnson City with Radford. We have new head coach Zach Chu, and we have Jalen Johnson. And Zach is the newest coach in the league, but also the newest coach to college basketball in the league. You've been college basketball for 2 years.
Newest, but
2 years.
Yeah,
2 years. You were in the NBA. Came back here for 2 years. Let's start with this. The biggest welcome to college moment. Everyone talks about your welcome to the pros moment. What has been your welcome to this is college basketball moment?
The first scrimmage last year. So I signed on at SMU very late, actually in September of last year. I get to SMU. We go to Stillwater, Oklahoma for our first scrimmage, and we walk into a Best Western that felt 100 years old. That was probably the first wake-up call. So
not the Ritz anymore, huh?
Yeah.
When I've known your AD, Robert Lindenberg, for a long, long time, 20, 25 years, whatever. So when he called me and said who he was hiring, my first reaction, what do you think it was?
Who is Zach Chu?
Who is Zach Chu? And I know everybody. I know almost everybody in this business.
It's annoying how many people he knows.
It is. But he explained to me who you were, and then I did some digging on you. I did some digging and talked to a lot of people, and everybody said the same thing. Honestly, everybody said the same thing, from the SMU guys to the Pacers guys.
That he's short?
No, they didn't say that, but now I realize that. Now I know that. No, that you're super smart, and that you were an outside-the-box hire that was going to be absolutely terrific in college basketball. And Lindenberg said, we need to do something different here. We need to try to approach this a little bit differently. So you were a guy that, again, give your background a little bit, because he said he called Rick Carlisle, and Carlisle was like, this is the dude. You have to hire this guy. Why? Why do you think people felt this way about you?
Yeah, so I was in NBA 9 years. So Clippers, Mavericks, and then lastly the Pacers. And when I was in Dallas, I was coaching in the G League. And when I went into kind of this hybrid front office coaching strategy role, I felt like I was exposed to potentially the best practice of analytics and a data-driven approach in the league. And so Coach Carlisle saw the approach sufficient enough to where
crazy, because he's such an old school guy.
Yes, but he is extremely adaptable.
Yeah, obviously.
And so he brought me with him to Indiana to leverage that same approach, and really gave me the latitude to stretch that approach across both game strategy, player development, and then giving insights to him about my thoughts on our roster construction. And so in Indiana, we got there in 2021. We won 25 games our first year. My last year with them was 2 years ago when we made the Eastern Conference Finals. So I felt like I think there was real validation behind this data-driven approach that we used there. And while I thought there were times, especially like in Dallas and early in Indiana, where we were able to really affect the outcome of games and change the odds of games severely. I don't think there's any question that the investment in analytics across the league has become greater and greater. I felt like to go to college at this time, I felt like that, and especially now at Radford, that this data-driven approach, this Moneyball approach, could be the single greatest driver of success in a college basketball program at a time when you have, in a changing landscape, when you have, the portal the way it is, when you're trying to evaluate players, year by year. And you're also, at the end of the day, you're trying to validate an investment to stakeholders. And the thought of just trying to convince a stakeholder that, hey, we're gonna pay a player just because of our basketball instinct and we saw this guy play well twice is
harder to do.
It's hard to do. And so I had the experience at SMU of going through a process of validating our decision making with this analytical approach, and I certainly have that experience now, and I think we're really excited about the roster we put together.
What is the process that you are looking to when you evaluate via data? Is it like an efficiency? Is it we want guys that shoot this number of threes and get just kind of
I
free
assume
throw
it's
rate?
more complex than just that.
That's why I'm asking.
Well, it's impact. So I developed a model that can predict production or impact by level. So when I was in the ACC, the question was, how do we predict if a mid-major player can translate to the high major level? The two concepts or principles that we use at Radford are, we have guys coming from lower major conferences who were extremely productive. We actually only have one player on our team who averaged 30 minutes or more last year, and that's Jalen. But we have a model that projects Jalen to be a really effective player in this league. This model can also take guys who are low-minute players at high major programs and can essentially try and predict their impact in a league like the Big South. And so we've signed 4 previous high major players, Clemson, one from Clemson, Del Jones, Dennis Parker Jr. from NC State, Maury Jordan, who was at Tulane last year but started his career at Georgia, and Brennan Rigsby, who played at Oregon and lastly at Minnesota. And so, through both of those principles, we feel like we have been able to build a team that feels fundamentally sound for this conference.
Can you explain to Goodman what a model is? Because I promise you his reaction was, what, did they just hire Giselle to predict stuff for him?
We'll just call it a spreadsheet.
Did you know when he recruited you and everything, did you understand the analytics part of, and did you even know who Zach Chu was, to be honest, when he called you the first time?
I really didn't know until other people started telling me about his background and stuff. I was like, oh, this dude legit. And exactly what y'all said, the first impression I got off of him was he's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about, very intelligent. So I was like, okay, I need to be here. He came from a high platform, the Pacers, the Mavericks. What's the other team he came from?
Clippers.
That's 3 teams and SMU. So it was I need to be here. He's recruiting me heavy, so I'm going to go ahead and go.
How does his projections and the models, how does that impact what you do on a daily basis? Is there anything different? I mean, you've been in a program where maybe they weren't as highly involved with analytics and kind of viewing basketball in that way, and now you're at a place with a coach that obviously views it very important, has a high priority on it.
I say that it has to do a lot with being efficient. Just seeing the numbers where you're shooting from on the floor, and just knowing the shots to take, just watching a lot of film, and just picking your shots, understanding where you need to be on the floor.
Lots of contested mid-range, right?
Yeah.
Lots of contested mid-range.
no mid-range at
Red.
Yeah, that's a red shot. We go by red, yellow, and green.
Red.
Greens are wide open, yellow is a little contested, and reds is no mid-range. So, for that piece, it's just being more efficient.
All right, Jalen, I'm going to give you some things that you might not know about Zach Chu right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you a few things.
Okay.
Maybe you do, but I don't think you're going to know these. All right, did you know he's an incredible golfer?
Oh, he never told us that.
Really good golfer, right, Zach?
Pretty good. It's diminishing by the day here. That's for sure.
Well, hopefully you're not getting as much time on the course now.
Comes with the job. So.
Exactly.
You want to see a fun video? I'll send you a video of Goodman swing at Topgolf.
You can help me. Did you know he loves the spinach dip from Hillstone?
I deny it.
Love spinach dip.
So these guys, actually, he's from Houston, so he should know what Houston's and Hillstone is.
Okay.
It is my favorite restaurant. My dog is named Hillstone.
Oh,
so,
geez.
so
Wow.
So just
that's big time right
just to
there.
go past your level
love
of
it. Yeah, exactly. That's like love
of your
and
intel.
like
Yeah.
revere. Zach, even if he's got to walk maybe, I don't know, half a mile, you know what Zach will do? He'll call Uber Black. He'll use Uber Black. Even half a mile walk, Zach's calling Uber Black. True or false?
Again, in Radford, they wouldn't know that. So,
Essentia water. Big fan. Why?
It tastes the best. Big water guy.
Okay. All right.
Lead it. That's
what
true.
else we got? That he uses a Phil Jackson pad on the bench to kind of elevate him because he's not that tall. So he's got one of those Phil Jackson pads so he could see over. When he was in the second row, he couldn't see from the second row. True?
Yep. In the NBA, there's 2 rows of coaches. What's not on there is that sometimes when I would sit in the second row, the seat would already be pretty high, but everybody's seat is high, so it doesn't change your ability to see over the first row. So the seat would be high, and then I would use this giant pad, and I was responsible in Indiana for challenges. So I would have to be able to – I really needed to see what was going on. And so sometimes this pad would be so high, my feet would be dangling from the rack. And so Halliburton one time, I think he was sitting out of the game, but he sat, with the coach. He sat first seat right next to the coaches, and he turns around and he looks down and he just started shaking his head. He was just so disgusted, I can't blame him.
All right, we got 2 more. One, I'll ask Rob this. Do you know what they named the student section?
I do.
You're looking at my notes. You know what the student section is going to be called?
The Chew Crew?
The Chew Crew.
Chew Crew.
I like that. That's good.
That's a good one.
And then another one. Congratulations. Just got engaged.
Just got engaged.
Right?
Yep.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Very, very cool.
Appreciate it.
So
Appreciate it.
congrats. And that's it. That's all I got. You give me one thing. Give me one thing I don't know that I haven't said that about Zach that we don't know.
That y'all don't know?
Yeah. Give me one thing.
I'm gonna say what? Let me see.
I mean, I gave you like 5 there.
You did. Before he starts a sentence, he always gonna say yo.
Yo.
Every
All
time.
right. All right.
Every time.
1 or 3 yos. Yo, yo, yo.
All right, Jalen, I want to talk a little bit about the team and about some of these players. You got obviously a bunch of new faces coming in. Who's impressed you? Who are you sitting here? I mean, you're a point guard, right? Who were like, yeah, I'm going to get a lot of assists throwing to that guy.
Who impressed me?
Who stood out? Give me one.
A whole team impressed me.
You
It's
can't
kinda
do that.
hard.
You got to
It's
give us
kinda
one
Your
guy.
SID is over there very proud.
You got to give us one guy that.
That's a good answer, Jalen.
Yeah. You can give a couple. You can give a couple. You can give a couple.
I'll give a couple?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say Tyson Brown, Dennis Parker, Brennan Rigsby.
Yeah,
shoot the lights out the ball. Luke impressed me. He can shoot the lights out the ball. Dale Jones as well. Mari Jordan. I'm naming the whole team.
I was going to say we're going to see how many players you know on your team.
I know everybody. And Louis as well. He can shoot the ball for a 6'10" guy.
What's the biggest strength of this team gonna be, Zach?
The coach speak, but this is dead serious, is the competitiveness.
Okay.
I mean,
really,
there's not a day where we have to push these guys to practice harder. There's the days we have to pull these guys back.
Really.
And so a competitive group, high character group, and we will have a real identity in terms of our speed. I really think we can play super fast. I think even though when you're acquiring 13 new players, I think you have to play the X and O's after the fact. I do think it aligns with the way that we played in Indiana, which was fast, which was super unselfish. Our number one target goal is to lead the league in passing. And so while we have guys, whether they're the high major guys that didn't play enough, or we have guys that are coming from other conferences that have something to prove, this is a hungry group. And the thing that we established in Indiana, the culture we established in Indiana, was that the only way for these guys to achieve individual success starts with unselfish play, and that we all need each other. If you watch Indiana play,
I've known T.J. McConnell forever, and he epitomizes. And I hate to say good things about T.J. but he epitomizes what you're saying, and I'm sure you want that out of this group, right?
Yeah, and we need the TJ McConnell that's the best teammate maybe in the NBA.
That's right.
And we also need the TJ McConnell that the other bench is sitting there talking shit, and he hits a three in the corner, and he turns around and he spends the 5 seconds he's running back down the floor just pointing at them and saying this, that, and the other.
That, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it sounds like you're a little bit different in terms of you're fine with having a little bit of an identity of like, hey, have fun, right? Have fun. Yeah. Show who you are.
How do you? So it's very easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's straightforward being able to evaluate someone that checks certain boxes when it comes to a level of efficiency, and they take certain shots from certain spots and stuff like that. And that's very different than evaluating, does he have the personality to, after he make a three, like let the bench know about it? How do you manage balancing those two? Because I also think those are very different kinds of evaluations, right?
For sure, and of course not all of these things you can see on film. Do you try to get to know someone within the 72-hour process that there is in recruiting in the portal? Do you try to get to know someone to that in depth and that level? Of course. Is the great thing about our experience in the portal was intel was great. I mean, we really were able to get quality, accurate intel on guys, and I said this from day one. I said, I'm coming from. We had a great year last year at SMU. We were I think 0-6 in quad 1 games, and so we really wanted. I wanted to recruit guys that just all these guys worked out when they came on their visits, that just had a look in their eye that they were going to attack these games, and overall you could just feel the level of hunger and the way they would approach hard situations.
Listen, it's great to see you guys. Best of luck this season. All right, it was fun.
I had some good
Pretty
stuff.
good. Impressive.
Right?
Impressive.
That wasn't like the other interviews you did, was it?
It was not. It was not.
That's the goal.
That was impressive.
That
so
was the goal.
We'll get you out there on the golf course sometime soon. So
I need it.
This has been Big South Media Day here on the field of 68. On Friday, we have the Big West starting at, I believe that is 2 o'clock Eastern Time. 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Big West Media Day. That's coming up next. That's it for us. Johnson City, Tennessee.
This is a blast.
We'll see you guys later.